All right, we live. Another episode, Elite Podcast. Pang, Tiga, what good?
There, man, there. Excited
Love,
for
brother.
another show.
You don't know I love you both. I did an excellent job with Coach Haywood. So many people love that episode. I was so pissed at my battery dead because I was on location. But look, I listened to you guys, and let me tell you, whatever Haywood guy is with pipe, this man don't need no microphone. And he totally clear. He was so loud. He almost break my speaker. I had to lower my phone because he was so clear. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey, that's Mark for you, my son.
it was definitely a good episode, and honestly that was the first time I talked to Mark in a long time, So it was real good for me. So
Yeah.
it felt like the last time I saw him. So it was real good for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hey, you know what was so special about that? We didn't even plan to bring you on Father's Day. It just so happened that it fell on Father's Day. It was just like the perfect episode, man. It was like, God damn, this man who really took care of all that we look out for, we make sure that we had an opportunity to go to the next level, anything we need. It was like the perfect father figure and the perfect Father's Day. It's like, damn,
Yeah,
Mumba, we
man.
didn't plan this thing. So let people know we didn't plan it that way. It was
We didn't
crazy.
plan it. It just happened. It just happened, man. It just happened, So big up everybody who watching the live right now. Tyralik, I see you. Pang, your sister there, I see you.
Bless up,
Um,
Gabriel.
some of the people that I can't see the name I saw, but big up to everybody and stuff like that.
For
Episode
sure.
10, episode 10, the episodes that just going by so fast. It's crazy,
They are. They are.
We're spinning
So
these things out like hot cakes, man. I like
yeah,
what?
man.
10
I want
already?
I want to get a big shout out to Pang and Tegan. Are you good? This is made for Ayo.
No, I'm
This
telling
is made for Ayo. I get the voice, I get the questions, I get the mannerisms. Doing good, man. So big up to
I
Ayo
just
for
think
sure.
personally our chemistry fits so well. I like to talk a lot. Bang is more of the jokester, and you is more of like the guy who keep you in check. It's just a perfect mixer, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah. Perfect
that's what I'm
mix.
about to say. It ain't really about us. It's the blend of the trio we. That's all it
Yeah,
is. So it
yeah.
ain't really about us. It's the trio we collectively. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah. True.
you might be the quiet one, but still you ask the right question at the right time. I think Tegan jump in at the right time. I think I jump in at the right time. And
Yeah.
my stories come in handy at the right time.
True, true,
So
true, true,
No,
true.
it's a great chemistry going. And trust me, I don't know about how it is in the States, but man, when I drive on St. Croix, you don't want to see how much people telling me, I love the episode. But let me tell you some story. Some of these man lying. Some of these man, hey, I said that's them man stories.
hey, just
Today I
want to
met
say
the judge, right? Today I met the judge, Judge Malloy. He's a good friend of mine, right? So he was telling me, I hope you don't feel bad about this. Man, Tyrone, you know how Tyrone dog on TV? Shabbat was cheating so bad. Shabbat was cheating so bad. We told all the players them just put your hands straight up. So Timmy didn't even try to block Tyrone shot because we couldn't get no kind of call in Shabbat. And that's how we dog on TV. But it's and this is a judge telling me this. I was like, yeah.
Hey, that's how it is, man. That's how it is.
oh,
Yeah, man. Pang, you was gonna say
hey,
something?
oh no, I'm just gonna say bless up to Vanessa and Des. I say how you healing me up.
Yeah, yeah.
Hope
Bless
everything
up to
well on
them.
our end.
Yeah, bless up. Oh, people, we might not have a show Sunday, but we will make it up for you guys due to schedule. Hey, safety, because my I tight tongue right now.
Yeah, basically, we have a little bit of schedule difficulty in terms of things we wanted to do, and Sunday is a very bad day for all of us. So we're gonna make it up to you sometime in the week. So we won't have a show on Sunday, but we'll continue on Wednesday. We pretty much gotta get in touch with Robbie to see if he would like to do it on Wednesday. We would love to get Robbie's call on Wednesday. He has a crazy story. I have to give him a call, but we won't be on this Sunday. So I know you guys looking up for all the shows that we just gotta wait a week later. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But it's all good.
we will make it up to you guys. We'll make it up. So, all right. So we get Rahsaan Smith, episode 10.
Well, I mean, like I said, Rashan, I heard about him when I was growing up. I never get to see him much. So this is going to be one of the only shows that I probably won't talk as much, which I know is kind of crazy because I would like to know a lot about him in terms of his struggles, what he been through, his opportunities, what he gave up, and stuff like that. So this is just an opportunity to see another legend coming out here showing that he had this opportunity to go this way or that way, and he chose this way. I'm anxious to see what he's doing now, where he's living, what his family life is like, how he's doing in COVID. So
Yeah.
today I'm gonna be probably the biggest fan of the show, but believe me, I ain't going nowhere. I'm in the comfort of my home, beautiful Bellevue, in Houston, and the boy have a Bellevue. That's why I'm gonna enjoy this thing.
Nice, nice, nice.
Well, for me, I like you, Tegan. I heard about him growing up, so I just excited to learn his story. Just the things that I've heard, and just hear it coming from himself. I know some stuff might be different from what I heard, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be along the line somewhere. So I would say you don't have to be quiet. I think all our questions gonna be generic questions, like
Yes.
from a fan perspective. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you have to know somebody to ask the right questions. I think this is what I like about the show. Like as we go along, a lot of the questions that just be coming to me based on what I hear from the person, or so. I just excited to get going. Just as every other interview, I just love hearing our legends talk.
True, true. Hey, Tyrone. Tyrone said we echoing. Everybody echoing, Tyrone, or one person, or who?
I
I ain't
really
sure.
don't know because I hearing everything clear.
Yeah, hearing
Same
everything clear
same
too.
way,
All
same way.
right. So, um, well, Rahsaan, when I first started playing basketball, Rahsaan was older than me, but I used to always see in the bar park where he and his brother Kareem, JD Clark, and who else? Raydell, a couple other guys. I apologize if I forgetting your name, but he's somebody I look up to. They always was better, better than me just because we was younger. So big shout out to Genix, big shout out to all the Little League coaches, Gus Bell, Harley, Vincent with the Caribs, Elmo, rest in peace with the Twins,
That's in peace,
um,
Elmo.
Jackson for the Dodgers, and anybody else I'm forgetting, big up to all the Little League coaches, but big up to Genix because Rahsaan is a Reds man, Reds and a Cubs man, but no further ado, we're gonna introduce the man, Rahsaan Smith.
Mr.
Hey, we're
Smith.
good.
Yes,
What
sir.
going
We're
on?
good.
Yes,
We're
sir.
good. Good, man. Greetings to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Greetings, man. Greetings,
Yes, sir.
greetings,
Good to
greetings,
see you,
greetings.
brother.
Yeah, man. Oh, 1 second. Big up to Cowboy White. Nice episode last night, Cowboy. Nice episode. Good stuff. Big up to Cowboy.
Permish.
The commish. Yeah, Rahsaan. It's good to have you on, man. It's good to have you on. Pitcher, the original bad boy pitcher. You know.
Right. Listen to the question, them. Before we get into the question, them, I just wanted to say really and truly, Mumba, Pantigan, I just like really, really proud of what you're doing. This podcast situation probably should have happened a long time ago, but it happening right now for a reason because I got the right man them in place. And I just want to say, man, I proud of you. And I watch every show, and it's an honor to be here tonight.
man,
Yeah,
give
man.
thanks,
Give
man. That's
thanks.
Blessing,
big
man.
words coming from
Blessing.
you, son. Big words.
You done gave me goosebumps, big I don't
Right,
sleep.
right.
That's how it's supposed to be, man. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
man. We'll give thanks, man. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. Before you start, you want to give any shout outs? Your sister is in there, your brother Perry in there too.
Yeah,
Hopefully your
yeah,
brother
yeah.
get a chance to watch.
Yeah, yeah, man, she harassing me all day. All day she harassing me. How I supposed to sleep? How I supposed Listen, man. Vanessa geek to mommy. Only she gonna make it time. But yeah, I see my brother and there. I see JD. I see Terry. I see all the man them that I grew up admiring and playing ball with same way too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JD, try and get in contact with me, JD. I messaged you on Facebook, but I don't know if you get the messenger. So JD Clark, please try and get in contact with me. we need to get you on. You got rich history of baseball in your family, so
Absolutely.
please, yeah, yes, sir. So who want to start it off? Who want to start it off?
Well, I could start it off with the first question. You know, most podcasts we just start the question with just tell us when you first fell in love with baseball. If you could just share that story. First fell in love with the sport. If you could just share that story with us.
Yeah. So my introduction into baseball, it started out a little bit on the illegal side.
Mm,
Yeah.
no, you.
So my brother was always older than me. JD them man was always older than me, and these was the dudes them that I kind of grew up admiring and wanted to be around all the time. I didn't have all my friends them was my brother friend them. But I was the runt of the litter. You know what I mean? So going to the baseball park, watching them and practice and stuff like that. I just know that that was something I wanted to do too. So the story go, um, legally you supposed to start playing little league until 9. But allegedly, I say allegedly, mommy document she doctor some of the document them, and the rest was history. So introduce myself to the baseball scene at 8 years old.
Mm. I just saw Vanessa post saying see sister, yeah, and Vanessa is a good friend of mine from Arthur. I did not know that was your sister, so I just learned something new today, and I could see the resemblance now that I know.
Yeah. That's
Oh
that.
shoot! Oh my God, this is a small world, no sir.
And all the time she walking with
Oh
you,
yeah,
Tiga,
I
you
hear
know that.
Vanessa. I did not know. No, I really catch on. Oh my, Vanessa, love girl, big up. Oh my God, this is Anna. This is the
Yeah,
Anna right now.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Big fan, Vanessa. I always used to be behind the fence in Wim, watching the game. Then supporting Reds all the way,
All
all
the
the time.
time, man.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
the time. Big up.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Mumba.
So Rahsaan, tell everybody who was your first little league coach.
Listen, I is 43 years old right now, Mumba, and 8 years old
Yeah,
until I is 43 right now. The only coach I don't ever recognize is Genix. That's it, and that's going through little league all the way to college and back. That's the only coach I don't recognize right now.
yeah,
Big ups to G
Wow,
Nix.
That's
Genix.
I love
That's
you to
love
death.
for Genix. Was he a
yeah, man.
disciplinarian? Tell me a story about Genix. How was he like?
Listen, man. Listen, right? Gene, disciplinarian, man. That's light. That's lightweight to say that he was a
Yeah,
disciplinarian. He was like a drill sergeant, man. It was either gonna be his way or no way. You know what I mean? Hey, hey, I remember a story, right? We are playing on an all-star team, and Jermaine Lynch. Me know if you remember Jermaine Lynch, Mumba.
yeah. Jermaine Lynch.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
talked about it a few episodes ago.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So Jermaine team. Yeah, we was in Aruba. JD was there too. And JD got me in trouble on that trip. I was supposed to be sleeping in the room and getting ready for the game that night. And me and JD there riding around with a couple people we know in Aruba. Ain't even really getting the proper rest I need and needed until but Genix were coaching the team and Jermaine Lynch. I don't know what possessed this man to do this, but this man tell Genix had telling me that he wasn't gonna play their game.
Hmm.
And this man, you can't bench me. And Mumba,
Wow. Jermaine
Mumba,
said that?
listen,
Jermaine
the
crazy.
man
I
tell
have room for Jermaine.
Genix,
Jermaine said that?
You can't bench me. Watch, right? And Mumba, you know how Genix operate already, right? Genix say, Genix say, oh, okay. And my son, watch here. Starting line up, get put up on the wall in the dugout, and sure enough, he right in the point. My son, the
Wow.
man family come out, they stand all by the dugout carrying Genix act like they would never, like he never see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's G Next,
but
brother.
but that's Genix for you. Is either you gonna do it the way he want to do it, or find some place else to do it.
That's true. Very true, man. 100%.
You know what? Let me tell you a story that he did me because I was living in Wim and he always used to coach, right?
Mm.
And a day I was on the basketball court. Remember, no, back then I was really, really cocky. So I was going into my little arrogant way, and out of nowhere, I wasn't even talking to Genius. And Genius pulled me up beside and said, "You, Tegan, you better change that. You better change that bleep. You better change that shit. You're too cocky. And if you're so cocky, you ain't gonna make it. You're too damn cocky. Humble yourself." Genius whooped my butt with some discipline, my son. And I just went there like a little lamb, like, sorry, Genius, sorry, sorry. And he don't coach basketball, but I respect this man so much, man, because he was all about discipline. So that's why I asked you that question. Because
Oh,
I respect you made my place.
no, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, look, did I like it? I don't think anybody had liked it around that
No.
time. You understand what I'm saying? But the reason that he was the way he was is the reason why a lot of we turn out the way that we turn out.
That
So
is true.
enough respect to Genix. Look, when I come home, I don't really go a lot of places. I normally there home or I get to my grandmother's house or I get to the beach. But one man that I always go and check when I go home, it's gonna be that man. Always.
Yeah, man. It's true, man.
Big up the
It's true.
Phoenix. Boy, you
It's
changed
true.
your lives.
Yeah, man. That's the thing with Genix, man. Genix, he will prepare you for the real world, man. He prepare you for the real world. That discipline and the principles he instill in you, man, it carry you a long way, man. It'll carry you a long way.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Absolutely.
It's true. You know,
So you,
so
you start, let me ask you, you start out at 8, you started early. So you
Right.
break the scene illegally, which is
Right.
not really illegal because it actually helps you. You know what I'm saying? But take us to the process. So it's BD, tell me your next step, and how you get recruited and stuff like that. Take me to that process.
So yeah, so back then I really don't and the leagues them running now if they even have the leagues in place right now. I don't know. But back then when I was playing, you started out 9 to 10, and then after 9 to 10 you move up to 11 to 12. After 11 to 12 you move from 11 to 12 to 13 to 15, and from 13 to 15 you move to 16 to 18. Now once you get out of 16 to 18, you ain't a boy no more. Once you get out of 16 to 18, now you're officially there in the man league. And man league is exactly what you say it is, man league. You're playing
that's true.
against grown man. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Man that done been to college, that done been to the different levels of the baseball scene, whether it's instructional league, whether it's single A, double A, triple A, minors, whatever the case like that might be. So you once you get to that level, all them other levels prepare you for sure prior to getting there. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, when I was coming up playing, right, the competition was so stiff. Baseball was a serious thing back then. You know what I mean? It was the competition chart. You know what I mean? It's I don't even know how to explain it. It was like no game was an easy game. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Whether you thought you was the best team or not, if you didn't come with your A game that day, you would have get dethroned for sure. You know what I mean? You had team like the Dusters, Dodgers, Giants, Reds, Chewies. You know what I mean? And each team had some serious players in it. You know what I mean? For sure, sure, sure. You know what I mean? So competition was always stiff. Couple times, like my daughter them, asked me couple weeks back what was like driving me to play baseball for all these years. And the only drive that I could think of that was driving me to play baseball all these years, bro, was the competition. It was purely competition driven. You
Love
know what
it.
I'm saying? You didn't want to be that second best or that third best. You wanted to let everybody know that you had that S on your chest and you're going out there, you're putting everything on the line. You know what I mean? Once we finish playing the game, we cool. But once you start the game, it's wild. It's gonna always be wild.
Yeah, it's true.
Man, are you
It's
a
true.
motivational speaker? You got me hyped, boy.
Hey, That's a product.
That's
Hey,
why
that's
I
a
love
product of Genix. That's a
That's
product
why
of
I
Genix right
like
there.
competition, but I love it.
Well, we're gonna stick to that competition subject. Well, name some of the opponents that you went up to that was real good and gave your team like the toughest time. Like start off with a picture, like the best picture you ever come across from around that time.
But for sure, no problem. But I had beginning right, but I kind of slipped my mind. But I just wanted to pay respect to the man them that had come before me, that I had looked up to, that really
Yeah.
influenced me and shaped my life. Man like Jackie Ross. Jackie fighting a battle right now with cancer, you know what I mean? So blessings up to Jackie right
Yeah.
now,
Blessings.
you know what I mean?
Blessings.
Blessing
Blessings.
to Jackie and his
Well
family and
wishes.
everything like that.
Well wishes.
Then we had man like Coy Superville, you know what I mean? You had man like Rocky Faster, you had man like
Yeah.
Radel
Rocky.
James, you
Riedel.
had man like Justino Navarro, Elliot Navarro, you know what I mean? These Colin King, Kevin King, these were man that growing up, you know what I mean, that shaped the way that I approached the game and how I wanted to approach the game when my opportunity had come, you know what I mean? So I just want to say big up to them, man,
Yeah,
for
man. Big up
sure.
to
Awesome.
them for real. Big up to all of
And
them.
you want to know
Yeah.
something funny? All of those guys right now are still playing softball. Not so much baseball, but they're still knocking out the park doing softball.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Listen,
So it's so great to call in some of these names.
when this thing running in your blood, it don't never come out. You know what I mean? If you really love the game, you don't never lose interest in it. So is
I
that them
agree.
man still playing
But let
softball,
me
wherever
ask
they
you,
play now?
the Michelob Ultra running high blood too. That these man the lick down to Michelob Ultra, sir. That's that's a nasty
That's it, right?
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah. I stopped I stopped drink beer about maybe about 7 years ago, man. That yeast ain't good for your stomach. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
do that beer no more.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I's a human man. You don't know, right? Rahsaan, I can bring in a human. I just need.
Big up, Rick. Big up, cuz.
But to Pam question, like one of the hardest pitchers that I grew up that I remember playing in the little league with and coming up them thing was man like Calvin Marshall. Calvin Marshall was we were playing little league. Calvin Marshall had to have been like maybe 6 foot.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
That used to play
The
for
lead
St.
pack.
Patrick's.
SPS.
Left-handed too. Yeah. Left-handed. JD know he real good. Left-handed and he bring in the heat. I don't even think Calvin Marshall had a curve ball. He just come in and he rearing back and he shooting it in there. It was like BBs coming off of that mong. And you know a man 6 foot tall, bomba. Little league is what? 60 foot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and you watching a man 6 foot tall, left-handed, bringing it in there like that. Yeah, you himself want to go to the plate.
Yeah. Listen, Terry wasn't even 6 foot in Little League, and I was
You
afraid to
know,
go
and
to
a
the
man
plate.
that and that. Yeah, listen, it was listen. We're gonna tell the truth. I ain't gonna hold nothing back. It been
Yeah.
plenty time I was scared to go to the plate, bro.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Plenty
true.
time I was scared to go to the plate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got man like Calvin Marshall. You had man like Sean Nolan. You know what I mean? JD used to come in there. JD used to trap pills when we was in little league too. But you know that chicken wing kind of went out as we start moving up into the different levels of competition. Everybody, that's the thing about little league. Everybody was able to play every position growing up. I've played all the position them on the field. You understand? Even catch. I used to catch for my brother. You know what I mean? So it wasn't no position on the field that I was uncomfortable going or uncomfortable playing. And that was the one thing that Genix make sure. You know what I mean? I start out second base, then I went to third base, then I went to shortstop. I played not too much first base, but I play first base. So you had the opportunity, everybody are moving around, you know what I mean? So everybody had the opportunity to go and move around and play different position. So That's what lead up to everything else right there.
What was the good thing about when you guys was playing was that when you was in senior league, Gnex had his little league team. So like when we was going to practice, I would come to practice a little bit after. So
Right.
it was just so good to see like you, JD, Kareem, and so many other different guys and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
we used to like watch you guys and we would pick up some of the skill set and stuff like
Right.
that. That was the good thing about being ball. It was like so many people was always in the ball park. Then
Yeah.
Gnex have the women's ball coming later on and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So you would just be around so much different people, and you would look up to so much different people. So it was like a pass on to generation, and the love of the game, man.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
a good thing about baseball
Yeah.
during them times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said it seemed like from what I've been seeing, you know what I'm saying, and I could be wrong. It seemed like baseball kind of lose some of its luster back home on the island. You understand what I'm saying? It's like ain't as prevalent as it used to be back then. You know what I mean? It's like it missing something. I don't know what it is that it missing, but I believe that the talent's still there, but it just waiting to be discovered or uncovered. You know what I'm saying? And it start with we point blank period. You understand what I'm saying? The talent there, Mumba, Pang and Tegan, it there, but we just got to take the time out to develop the talent and put it out there. You understand what I'm saying? Because just like Gnex developed the talent, hey, look. I have seen Gnex because sometimes Gnex used to take me and my brother home after practice, right? And we driving from the ballpark, going through West, going back to Campo Rico. And Gnex will see a man on the side of the road, right? And he'll say to me, I gonna stop and talk to him. I got to find out who that is. You know, he looked like he gonna be a good catcher. And he will just serious, real talk. And he will just go and pull it to the side. Look, man, you need to come down to the ballpark tomorrow or something, whenever we have in practice again. And listen, I have seen do it numerous times. You know what I'm saying? But it's man like Gnex that'll see something inside of you and to develop it and bring it out. You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
I don't know where it's gone, you know what I'm saying? But some of the people them, like Gnex and all the other man them that back them time, Rocky Faster father, oh my God, what his name is again? I feel bad about that. These was man that nurture talent back home, you understand what I'm saying? And we just need to get back to that because the talent there, you understand? It there, trust me.
I love that message.
That's true, man.
Let me ask
100%
you,
true.
just piggybacking a little bit, because you said you play every position. All that being said, what was your favorite position and why?
Say that again, Tegan. You went kind of
Okay,
delayed.
you talk about playing all the positions, because Gnex had you playing so many different positions.
Mm-hmm.
So to you, what was your best position, your favorite position, and why?
Me personally, I thought my best position and my favorite position was second base, but Gnex had other plans for me. Little did I know.
That's how he was.
he had other plans for me, but you know them plans didn't get revealed until after. Man, I had a terrible outing one All-Star game. I think it was 9 to 10 All-Star, Pali Joseph Stadium, and he's had a serious squad. The man had Aikido. I don't know if you remember Aikido, Pancho's son. God
Yeah,
bless
yeah.
Aikido.
Yes,
Yeah.
He was another serious. He was gonna be serious too. You know what I mean? But
yes.
we tragically lose he all.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm
Rest in
saying?
peace. Yeah.
That
Rest in
man
peace.
had that man had Aikido. That man had look. That man had a squad, right? And Gnex wasn't coaching the team that year, and that man put me on the pitch as mom, right? And I dealt there, and I saying, man, I gonna mash that man up. That's what I saying in my head, right? I gonna mash that man up because I ready to go. You know what I mean, Mumba? My son, listen to me. I come by a out, my boy. Mister, when I tell you the man beat the brakes off of me that game, I there on the monk slinging snot. I watching over to the dugout. I ready to come out. The man ain't even taking me out, mom, but that man leave me and there to suffer the consequences, my boy. Listen,
Hey,
crying, like literally I was crying tears on the monk slinging snap. Every time I try the ball, my son, I lick the ball left field, right field, through the whole toward this. I couldn't buy a out, my boy.
Hmm.
But long story short, right? After the game, I walking through the tunnel coming out the dugout to Pali Joseph Stadium. Who waiting outside for me? Genix.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Right.
Genix watch me, right? Genix watch me, and this what he do. Come, come here. So I walk over there, snot still slinging from my nose. He said, I hope you're ready to work come Monday because that will never happen again.
Love that
Hmm.
there.
That's true, man. That's how he was, man.
Phoenix,
That's how he
what?
I
was.
said, he said that will never happen again. So from that point on, right there, that Monday come around, that's when he started training me in pitching. He started training me and pitching from that point on, giving me little nuggets, teaching me how to approach the game from the mound because this was a new position. It was really like a new position for me. I didn't know anything about pitching. When I get the breaks beat off of me in the All-Star game, I didn't know how to put pitches together, what pitches to use, how to size up the batter them. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about none of that. But
Yeah.
he put me in that boot camp, man, and ever since then, bro, we just take off like a rocket, man.
Take off.
And that's so crazy because it says a lot about you. Because you talking about
Right,
pitching in an All-Star game and you didn't
right.
have not much experience. So that really put a that's a testament to your God-given talent, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Listen, man. Listen, when we were growing up playing, it was no such thing as care. You know what I'm saying? You ain't playing with nobody that ain't willing to pour 100% in. Look, my son, if you're coming with that nonsense, or I tired, don't show up to the ballpark.
Right.
Don't come.
Yeah. Don't come. It's true.
Don't come. You know what I mean? Nobody don't want to go to war with nobody that ain't, oh, I ain't in the mood for it. I drink a little bit last night and we ain't want to hear them kind of
Useless.
excuses. We ain't want them excuses.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's the A. Pantiga, that's tough in the All-Star game because in the All-Star game, man, it's like that's like major league for growing up them times, man. And to get beaten like that during them times, man, because you got friends, you know what I'm saying, playing other teams and stuff like that. It's just tough. And
But
as a
yeah,
pitcher, you if you don't have a good game, that's it. Ain't really much you could do after that. You know, in like other sports, like you can make up on the other end of the court and you know what I'm saying, on the other end of the field. Baseball is like if you have a bad game, you have a bad game, and you got to wait all the way until the next time you pitch a game.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's
But
tough,
you
man.
know
But
the beauty about that story that I love about you, Rahsaan, which is like a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes in the failure, you can actually go into a shell. Most people, if they ain't mentally tough, is gonna quit.
Yeah.
But somebody who really, really wants to do good, that thing is gonna burn you so much
Yeah.
that you can do anything it can to never
Yeah.
make it happen again. And you show that willpower, man. And I relate to you because you know I like to throw in a little story here. Dave Pang will
Yeah.
know about this. When we went to Mexico, we were playing Puerto Rico, and we had like maybe seconds on the game. Puerto Rico winning by 2, and I had 2 free throws with like seconds left. And I missed the first one, hit the second one. We went into overtime and we lose in overtime. And even though we lose, them 2 free throws, I could have probably made 2 free throws and win the whole thing without going into overtime. Man,
yeah,
that thing that burned me so much. The
Right.
day I reached back on St. Croix, I called Haywood. And every night I was making 100 free throw pack. Until Haywood gets so tired of me calling him, he called Bailey. Bailey said, "Mr. Gitiga, like you here because he ain't gonna be calling me all night."
yeah,
That
yeah,
thing
man.
burned me so bad. I would not leave until I make 100 free throws.
It's
And
amazing, man.
it's just something inside a person like you can say, you know what, I can quit, I can rise above it. And you show that spirit, man. And man,
Yeah.
You should be a man. I would like to hear your story. Speak to these young people because they give up too easy, man. Too
Right.
easy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're right. You're right about
Absolutely.
that.
You're absolutely right. Listen, man, if you nonchalant about losing, if you think losing is okay, something wrong with you. Another thing that I don't like that I noticed up here, I don't know how they do it back home, like when my daughter was playing softball and stuff like that. I never hear more nonsense in my life before, my boy. These people will give out trophy for participation.
Yep.
Yes.
What
True.
what kind of craziness is that? We gonna give you a trophy because he participate.
Mm.
Sensitivity training.
Listen, man, that's the problem. That's the problem, Tegan. They're too soft. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
I
They're
Yeah.
agree.
soft. You know what I mean? You know how much time we are out practicing, we don't practice and game and we playing and drum ball hit you in your mouth, bust your lip, bust your nose. You come off the field, you walk across the street to the beach, wash it out with some salt water and come back.
Come back. Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what you
That's facts.
do. I mean, you walk off the field, go across the beach, over there, across the road to the beach, wash your face and your nose off, and you come back and you go back again.
Yeah, it gotta be
Mm.
tough.
You want to cuddle the kids them now and all this stuff and give them participation trophy. But Johnny did such a good job because he show up for every game. Listen, that's nonsense, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Talking facts. That's true.
Pure nonsense, man.
I I glad that you touch on something with your daughter. Like lately, I've been having a lot of conversation with my son. I'm trying to, he's starting off to
Right.
want to play basketball now. So
Right.
one of the things I want to touch on is most successful people well, most people who turn out to be successful in the sport had a great support system, like your parents, your brother, your sister. Like talk about some of the people that like went back and forth and nails to the ground to make stuff happen for you, because they always say take a village to raise a child, and it's the same thing with sports. your,
Yeah.
your kids need that your support
Yeah.
system. Like talk about some of your support system growing up.
Well, yeah, Pang, I absolutely agree with exactly what you're saying. It absolutely take a village to raise a child. When we were growing up, we had so much, we had so much support, right? My grandmother, my grandfather, my auntie them, my mother, my father. I mean the whole of Campo Rico. You know what I mean? The whole of Malicana. You know what I mean? Harrigan, Wim, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Is everybody all in all the time? You
All
know
the
what
time.
I'm
Mhm.
saying?
It's true,
When we
man.
travel going to All-Star game, it didn't matter if we are broke at the moment, mommy always find a way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And me and my brother travel all over the Caribbean. You understand what I'm saying? Venezuela, Mexico, Aruba, the Santo Domingo. We've been all over the Caribbean and back. JD, Glenn, all of them man too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's still going on now, but all those opportunities to venture off into them places shape shape each one of we into the players them that we become later on in life. You understand what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up on the island, and I don't tell my daughter them this too, right? When I was growing up on St. Croix, my boy, St. Croix had seemed so big to me. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it was just so big until I start moving and going to the States and stuff like that. So you telling me that I could drive this road for 5 hours and I could end up from Georgia to Florida in 4 hours? Wait, eh, what? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
you, you telling we surrounded by water our entire life, and now you telling me I could drive from state to state, and in the morning I could be in Alabama, and in the evening I could be in New York. You know what I mean? So culture shock immediately. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So these is the things that I had to get accustomed to once I had leave the island and different things like that. But I didn't mean to get off of the subject. But
No, you
um,
good.
Pang, yeah, I I I I give I give a lot of my respect to my mother, man. She really went above and beyond, you know what I'm saying, for me and my brother in everything that we had to do. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter if it was baseball, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? I sometimes I didn't even know how we get sorting things. You understand what I'm saying? But she find a way out of no way, and I I don't know if love is even a strong word to even use to really show my appreciation for my mother. You understand what I'm saying? I just have the most respect and admiration for her. So absolutely,
Yeah, man. Big up to your mother
Yes,
for
sir.
real, man. Big up
yeah,
to your mother. She used to always be on there supporting, man.
absolutely,
Always.
man,
Yeah. So big up. Big up to your mother indeed,
absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah,
And
man.
we need to see if any fathers are looking. We need to see more fathers out there supporting the kids, my son. It's always the mother, always the
Yeah,
mother.
yeah,
We need to see more fathers out there supporting the kids, my son.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
good,
Big
good.
up, B.
Look, I gonna be honest with our fellas, my boy. I is the worst father when it come to coaching, my son. I believe I drive my daughter away from softball, my son. For sure, I know I drive her away. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact that I drive her away from softball for sure. You know what I mean? Listen, it's hard to really, I don't know. I wire different from a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I got
Mhm.
disease called OCD and it'll creep up on me every day. You understand what I'm saying? So I when you only know how to play the game one way, and that's 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? And you see the younger children them slacking off, and you know they could give more than what they putting out. That them kind of thing that drive me insane. I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with it. I the worst coach. I gonna just I let me stick to the sideline and listen. And if she asks for advice, then I'll give her the advice. But I the worst coach for sure because I put in that pressure on her, and it just wasn't necessary.
Well, to
Yeah,
your
I
I
do
defense,
I
understand.
think
because I coach as well, right? I would say you're the worst coach because you're a father. But for somebody else, you would be a very good coach because I go through the same struggle myself. Because when
Mm,
you know that you have an athlete and you see such great potential and you pushing them, and like you say, you see them slacking up, and you say to yourself, these men don't really know who they got in front of them. We give them knowledge so they can go further than us, and they're taking this as a joke. Somebody who is not your bloodline probably is gonna take that a little bit more serious than your own blood. Because I can give my story. My father was one of the best soccer players ever in the Caribbean. He's in the Hall of Fame. And I used to play soccer. That was my first sport. Pang them Mandola. And I would tell
mhm.
you, no matter how great I used to do, I could score 5, 6, 7 goals, whatever. When I come home, it always been, man, if that were your father, he'd have scored 11. So it's like no matter what you do, you just can't really you can't add up. You know what I'm saying? So you always been in this little damn, I can't win.
mm,
So that kind of pushed me a little bit to like, okay, I will still play soccer because I know you love it. But you know what? I gotta make my own way to make my own destiny because I tired of hearing about. Oh yeah, you don't play basketball. If you want a little thing, come and play me basketball, I will crush you.
right,
But I can see a parent really being a little bit too hard. It's
for
just something
sure.
about the child. You kind of listen a little bit more from the outsider. You still listen to the parent, but you will hear the message a little better
Yeah,
from an outsider than the parent. So I know
yeah,
exactly what you're saying. So I
yeah,
won't say you do something wrong.
yeah.
I'm just saying it's because of the bloodline and you know you want her to go beyond. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't even tried to teach my daughter basketball. I'm afraid.
You know what it is too? You know what it is too? Is how he was coached too at the same time. So he's seen it, so he was disciplined, If Genius coach you and you become a coach, you know what to do to get through to a kid, you know.
Yeah,
Mm.
And I
for
think,
sure.
and him being the father too as well. So it's tough. It's tough because
Yeah,
that environment where we grew up in, all of us, you know what I'm saying? How the coaches used to coach us and stuff like that. Like no,
yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to do that now, just because of how society is and the environment and stuff like that and everything like that. the way how the coaches used to talk to us then. You talk to a kid like that now, they might go back and tell their parents, and then the parents calling people, and next thing you know, like, they might look to press charges or stuff like that.
For sure.
You know,
For
so
sure.
it's so tough now, man. You know,
That's hard. I ain't gonna lie.
it's hard.
I don't have no answers for that.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even discipline your children them now without somebody watching you crazy and wanted to call the police on you. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we having the issues that we having right now. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Listen, when I was growing up, bro, you got to school, you act up. Mr. Seeley was my principal at Alexander Henderson School. Mr. Seeley, got to Mr. Seeley office, you act up, my boy, he pull out that belt out the drawer. And he take the rubber band off the belt. When he take the rubber band off the belt bow long, so my boy. And he said, open your hand. And you open your hand, Mumba.
Yeah.
And this man coming down with just thunder in your hand, my son.
Straight foot.
Right? Yeah. And then you leave from the principal office, you go back to school, you get off school, and guess what happened when you get off school?
You go home, you get more licks.
You get off from school and go home, and now you're getting more licks.
More legs. See, JD said for sure G-Nix would be in jail in this era if he was coaching now. You know? And JD speaking the truth, man. And you know what was the great thing about it too? You know what was the great thing about it is the fact that that's how not just G-Nix, but a lot of the coaches too, but the parents them they was fine with it and they know what it was. And you couldn't act up in front of anybody else's parents. They would put you in check too. So it was like a respect you had as a kid. You could have been in the craziest projects and stuff like that. But when you come to the field, you know you have to get your attitude in check. You couldn't be disrespectful and stuff like that, man. You know, so it was just
you definitely hit something on the head too with that too, Mumba, because I remember growing up, bro, everybody parent from my mother to JD mother, rest in peace, Miss Hilda Clark. But son, everybody parents had something to do in as far as with the little league, the Elmo Plastic Little League, whether it was in a concession stand, whether whatever. So everybody parent had a specific role, you know what I'm saying? So the parents was always involved, you know what I'm saying? But you don't see that now. It's just easy to come, pull up to the ballpark, drop your child off, and keep moving and keep going.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't have a clue what they're doing when they get to practice. If they even practicing, you don't have a clue about nothing that's going on.
Wow.
Somebody, my sister just posted. He's still a good coach because he coaching my nephew, so he's still out there doing anything. Big up to G-Nix.
Man, God bless
Still
them,
doing
man.
it, still doing it.
Let me ask you a This is a very important thing that I observe because I go to all sports. I'm just a sports fan, period. I go to volleyball, baseball, softball. I even Mike softball fan. You won't even believe it. No, they won't trust me. I don't Mike softball. Yeah, they're laughing, but I do. But it's crazy. But what I see is in all the sports because our culture love winning so much. I mean, we have one of the most winningest culture. We'll gamble with quad going close to the wall and all kind of crazy thing, gamble and roach racing. We so like winning. Like now this thing is it's a poison to me because of that winning, we just letting a lot of rudeness get away. We're younging up all the best players on one team, and I think more people are more concerned about winning than the development of the players and the children. They would rather win instead of understanding that the children are not developing. And eventually they have no chance to go nowhere because winning has take the number one principle. What you think about that? Have you seen it? Because I have seen it a lot in all the sports. And I always tell all the parents when I coach, because I coach basketball also. Do I want to win when I play? Yes. But I rather lose knowing that my players didn't improve on something than win knowing that they have failed. Sometimes we win game and I get mad. Right. Because I know that winning, that final score and how they play, they can't leave St.Croix and go to the States and perform like that and nobody picks them up.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people here in this Virgin Island don't understand that. It's about your child, the boy or little girl transitioning to the next level. If they don't have these skills, they have no shot.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely, I agree with what you're saying, right, Tegan? Would I want to sacrifice talent for discipline? No, I'm not going to sacrifice talent for discipline. Listen, I could teach you how to play the game of baseball, but I don't need you to listen. If you
Yes.
can't listen to what I'm telling you, I don't need you. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good this person or that person, whoever it is, telling me how good you is. If you can't follow my directive and you want to go off and do your own thing, go off and do your own thing because it ain't gonna be with me. Never. It ain't gonna happen that way. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Listen, a lot of people don't know this too, right? But my uncle used to coach Central for years. My mother brother Lakat. And I used to go to them. I used to go to some of them practice, right? And Tyrone could attest to this because I've been to them practice that Tyrone playing. I remember man like Tyrone and Binks, Lampy, Andy, all these man. I've been around them. You know what I mean? My brother even play for my uncle. You understand what I'm saying? And he was almost not almost. He was just like G next to man. The way that he used to run that team was by strictly authoritarian rule. It was either his way or no way. You know what I'm saying? And you go up for a dunk, you miss a dunk, come sit down next to me for the rest of the game. I see you do it plenty time. You understand what I'm saying? So I see all these things that develop my mind, stimulate my mind, that happen all around me the whole time I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that everything always come back to was the discipline, bro. You are not going to go out there because remember your parents them used to tell you when I was growing back up in that time, you represent me. You ain't gonna go
Right.
out there and make me look bad. You understand what I'm saying? And it was serious business. Serious business, man.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
true. That's true.
You you
Great
just
message.
you just bringing back a lot of memories. And now that you mentioned that Lakat is your uncle, like I still forgetting that Vanessa is your sister because I know
Yeah.
Vanessa and Risa and oh my God,
Randy and Ray.
Randy Allen is
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, and I used to
Yeah.
be around them practice, so because my brother
Yeah.
was on that same team, the same team
Listen,
you call out.
Pang, you know it. Them was some of the baddest practice them I ever see in basketball before in my life, bro.
Mainline.
When you had man like Sonny and Weasel out of Safarali, you know what I'm saying? Shabazz out of Safarali, you had Tyrone, you had Lampy that never looked like a basketball player. Lampy
Right.
was probably about 5'10 and he was just wide. But when you see play, you blow your mind.
So,
You understand what I'm saying? Some of the listen, man, them games. And back then, remember this too. Like I was listening to Haywood, and I was like, "Why? I didn't even know that Complex had basketball team. This is how in my bubble I still is, and I they aware, and I didn't know what going on. You know what I mean? But when I was coming up, Central was the baddest thing around me, boy. Central
right.
was so bad, and there wasn't nobody else to beat them that them man had to travel half island for competition.
Right?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah, they didn't. Them Central was playing junior high school back in the time when I was coming up. You understand what I'm saying? Because there wasn't nobody else to compete with them. You
Right.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So then I
Right.
had to go to Puerto Rico to compete in tournament or go stateside to compete in tournament because nobody was on their level on the island. Nobody. And that's when I was going to Central back in what 95. 95 is when I graduated from Central.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So indirectly, you blaming the true Barracuda man them and Tapia for destroying the legacy.
Well, Beanie started off, 'cause Beanie
Mama
was with
nation,
Central Force.
woman.
So Beanie was with Central Force. I was with Central Force, so Punk started off.
Well, and when I left, even though Shaky was a coach, I used to practice, but due to my inactivities with class, I never used to play. You check, but I still used to
Right.
practice. So so I get to experience Alpha Shaky and how tough Lakat practice used to be because Jarvis and Shaky was a product of Lakat. So
Yes,
and
yes,
like I said, I used to be around them practice because when my brother was on the team playing with Tyrone, Sonny, Lemon, Binks, all them names you call, I used to experience them Saturday, like then Saturday morning practice when I used to go up there with
yes.
you. And them man used to
Mm,
run.
yeah,
It wasn't no
for
joke,
sure.
son. And
Yeah,
when them man get in the game, you could tell. It don't seem like none of them man that get tired, brother. Just press the whole game.
yeah.
You know, you if you need a little breather, another hustle dog coming on for you and just running you to death, my son. So he ain't lying. He is not lying. It
That's for
was
sure.
Lockhart was an insane
Awesome.
coach.
Right?
And his discipline. He fair. Like you say, you miss a layup from the star player to the least talented player. You anything you go out of like what he ain't coach you, or you on the bench. Ain't no
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
ifs, no
Watch.
ands, no.
Nice.
I gonna tell her a joke, right? So my brother are getting ready to go, Karim are getting ready to go to Central, right? And he are telling me that he was going to go out for the basketball team. And every Saturday, excuse me, every Saturday we used to go over by my grandmother's house, right? And one Saturday we went over to my grandmother's house. I don't know how she hear about it, but my grandmother pulled me and my brother to the side. She said, you listen to me. You see that man there? Lakad, my son, your uncle, I begging you, please don't go and play no basketball with him. So that should tell you everything that you need to know about him. His own mother, my grandmother, telling we, please don't go and play basketball for him. But my brother still take up the challenge and he went and play. So I mean, it turned out all right, man. But yeah, he was a mad scientist for sure.
He was, man.
Definitely, he definitely was. I was sad that I miss his coaching when I got to Central, but
Yeah.
Barras came and recruit me, so it was all history for Central after that.
Hey,
And that
all of
was
we
it.
really was recruited. Only Mumba really, because Mumba originally grew up in West, but I went to Elena Christian. So
Oh, okay.
when Bailey became the principal in '95, Bailey took the whole Elena team to Bauer Nation. So technically, we should have been in Central, but Bailey love brother, we're to take we to the Bauer Nation
This
after
guy.
the decade.
So Rahsaan, so
Yes.
so G-Nix walk with you and you said pitch and take off.
Yeah.
Was there a game you
Mm-hmm.
pitch after
Mm-hmm.
walking with G-Nix that you know like
Mm-hmm.
you were the man? Because everybody said you were the man, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It was a couple game, right, Mumba? But I think the one game that really stick with me, man, is I as a matter of fact, I think I was playing 13 to 15. And we are playing against the Rangers them. And the Rangers them back then had Jermaine Lynch,
yeah,
Jamil Springer, Jermaine Harrison, Biko, all them man one. So them man are squad up over there. You understand what I'm saying? And we are squad up too. You know what I mean? Because we had Papo, I had Freddie Nelson,
pretty nice.
Jabari, all them
Freddie
man. I
had
had them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So all them man, we had a serious squad too. But the crazy thing about that game, right, is the week leading up to the game, I trying to figure out all practice mean taking no BP, mean taking no fielding. The only thing I doing leading up to that game that Saturday, Monday through Friday, I go to the ballpark. Jennings tell me, don't worry about taking your bat out the bag and your glove either. Huh?
What?
What? He said, just run, and I'm gonna tell you when to stop. All week, the only thing I doing is running, Mumba, right? And Friday come, and he tell me, he said, look, me ain't gonna be to that game. He said, this is the lineup, and the man give me the full lineup for the game. Me, I was pitching that Saturday. and everybody else from the position to the hitting. You understand what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
saying, what this? I think he had coaching Ayo Mumba, and because he had a prior engagement with one of the other team them, but
Uh-huh.
he had believe in we so much. You know what I'm saying, that he said Ayo could handle it, right? So we show up to the ball game, the ball park. The game was in Grove. And remember, me know if you remember Grove Ball Park, the right field to Grove
Yeah.
Ball Park is
Shot.
Jesus
Sharp.
Christ, man. It might be 200 and a little bit, right?
Yeah. It's right. Like a
Listen,
little league
right?
fence.
That game was the proven game to me. That game I gave up 3 home run. That game to the same man. The same man.
Who that was?
Jermaine Lynch. And listen to me. Listen to me. And every time I come home, he don't make sure to remind me of that.
Oh yeah, he will. He will. Definitely.
Every
Jermaine
time
will.
I come home and he see me, he don't remind me of that, boy.
Yeah, he
You
will for
understand what I'm
sure.
saying? But listen, that game there was a tough game, my boy. And from 1 through 9, it was a battle. You understand what I'm saying? But every time this man hit the ball out the park, it take me to another gear. And after, listen, I think it started out with maybe about 15 people to the park. I don't know how the word get out, right? But it turned into such a dog fight. When we look around one, Miss on the ballpark and blow out in Grove. It looked like the whole Grove had come out. It run. You understand what I'm telling you? And the stands, the people them up there for Rangers going off, you know what I'm saying? And everything going on around me. And I went in the dugout and I tell them, and I said, come, let me talk to you. I said, the only thing I need I had to do is score runs. They ain't going to beat me today.
Right.
They ain't going to beat me today.
Yeah.
Despite the 3 home runs them that I give up, then man, I said, I don't care about that. The only thing I need I had to do is score runs. And listen, and it was just a pitch count. We didn't know nothing about no damn pitch count when we are growing up on the island.
Yeah.
So you got people from the opposing team coming to our dugout talking about, I need to take you out, my son. Listen, right? I ain't gonna do it because I know my mother watching, but I would tell her, I tell her, if you don't get your from over here by this dugout, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Time about pitch count time to come out. Listen, I was ready to leave my arm and that pitch among me, boy, just to prove that that man wasn't going to beat me.
Wow. Awesome. Crazy story, man.
That's
Just to prove
amazing,
that.
man.
So, Boba, let me ask. So throughout playing at St. Croix and really excelling, did you get any major league offers, any collegiate offers? How did that go? Enlighten us.
So that's a good question, right? And the one thing that I don't think back on brothers know as the years them going by, it'll kind of upset me a little bit because we had so much talent back home, right? But the gatekeepers, the people them that was in position to help you to move along and go to the next level wasn't holding up their end of the bargain. You understand what I'm telling you? People that was in position in leagues and different things like that, they wasn't helping everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Mumba, if I lying, tell me I lying.
Oh man.
Who helped you get to the level that you get to, Mumba?
Nobody.
Okay.
Well,
No.
just Genix discipline. His discipline get me to where I
Okay.
am today. And
And,
he
and,
was
and,
he was on Genix.
yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got people in position, right? That this is what they're supposed to be doing, helping the youths them. You understand what I'm saying? But the only thing that they're doing was looking out for their own. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
Come on,
facts.
man. It's each one teach one, my boy. You understand what I'm saying?
My teacher one, yeah.
Right? If you see somebody out there and they look like they're lagging, you know they got a talent, pull them to the side, man. Look, my boy, I'm watching you. This is what's going on right here. This is what you need to improve on. If you do these things right here, ain't no telling, I'll help you get to the way. I never had none of that. You understand what I'm telling you? True story, facts. You know who helped me get my scholarship to go to college, my boy? A white man. A white man helped me go to college to excel to the next level. I don't know if you remember this man right here, Joe Mahalik,
Yeah.
I don't know
Coach
him.
Joe. You understand what I'm saying? Coach Joe and Genix is the only two people that had anything to do with me getting to that next level. You understand what I'm saying? This white man didn't owe me nothing. He didn't even know me that long.
Wow.
I play in a couple tournaments back home, and the man just spat my talent. You know what I'm saying? And me and he start conversating and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? And when I get to my 11th grade year, going into my 12th grade year, he pulled me to the side. He said, "Well, Rahsaan, so what's your plans? What you gonna do?" I said, "Coach Joe, I said I'd really like to go to college because I know I could compete on that level. But I ain't gonna go nowhere unless I get a scholarship because at the time I had Vanessa and Ronell behind me, my two sisters them. And I didn't want to put that burden and that pressure on my mother and my father. So I said, Coach Joe, if I can't go on a scholarship, me ain't going." He said, "No, don't say that, Rahsaan." He said, let me move around and do some stuff and I'm gonna get back to you. Right? So couple weeks went by and everything like that. When the man come back to me, probably about maybe a month later, Mumba, the man come back to me. This man come back to me with 5 scholarship offers.
Wow.
Five
That's
of
crazy.
them.
It's
The
crazy.
man come back. I had a scholarship offer from FAMU in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
I had a scholarship. I don't even remember the name of the school because I wasn't going that far. Tacoma, Washington. I ain't mean going
Oh,
them kind of place.
yeah.
Yeah, that's too far, and the weather don't agree with our skin from the VA. So I wasn't going that far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had that
Totally agree.
scholarship to go to DC. Then I had 2 scholarship in Georgia, one to Oglethorpe University and one to Payne University. And then I had the scholarship to go to Alabama State, where I went to. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I choose Alabama State under the pretext that I just wanted to go someplace where I could make my own lane. I didn't really want to go around family. I wanted to kind of blaze my own trail. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be around family because I had my uncle Lockard. He was in Florida. I had another uncle that was in Georgia. And believe it or not, I got auntie that live in DC. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't going there, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? So I chose to go to Alabama State. You understand what I'm saying? So, Coach Joe, I just like, I so appreciative of what that man do for me. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, this man really didn't even know me like that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't owe me nothing. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? But this man, out of the kindness that he had and after the talent that he see in front of he said, I have to do something. And that man make he calls them and come back to me with 5 scholarship offers, bro.
Awesome.
See, that's
And you know
the
what's so funny?
that
Let me just add in because I have seen this in all the sports. It's just something about we in the Virgin Islands. Like, we take a long time to really understand that it's not just baseball or basketball or track and field. Like everybody know we have that raw talent, but there's just some reason we ain't doing nothing to really make this raw talent turn into that diamond. We
Hmm.
ain't developing no good stadium, no good arenas for basketball, no good place for track and field. I went to Bahamas. I don't know if Pangyo came that time. We went to Bahamas to play in a tournament. Bahamas have a whole stadium just for track and field by itself. Stadium for baseball by itself, like world class. They have so many basketball arenas. They even do the Olympic tour, the Atlantic tournament of the Atlantic where all the NCAA teams they go year after year. I mean, you go to these places and you're like, damn, these people are really investing in their thing. And what hurt me ain't because they invested in it, because they're Caribbean people like we. But we better than them in all the sport, that dude.
Hmm.
Like, dude, what is this? Like, it's crazy, pal. We better than Bahamas in every sport. Track and field, baseball, basketball, soccer if you want. I don't care. We better than them. But for some reason, I don't know. Do you think like we taking our talent for granted? Why we ain't pushing our talent the way it needed to be pushed. Because like I was saying, if we wanted to do like a mini professional league in the Virgin Islands in all the sport, even if we make professional team in the Virgin Islands and play the Puerto Rico League, playing the DR League, something, we never even attempt to do it. So we just let all our talent go to waste. And it's
Yeah.
just sad.
Yeah. I agree with you. You understand what I'm saying? I gonna go right back to what I was saying before. The gatekeepers, my boy. You understand what I'm saying? The people them that they're in the position to do them kind of things. What they doing? We ain't got the money. We ain't got the money, Tegan. We ain't got the money, Pan. We ain't the one that got it. We's the athlete.
Yeah,
You're paying people, you're putting them in these positions, and what are they doing?
you're in line.
They ain't
Stupid.
doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing for no. Listen, out the mud. That's how I get. Mumba, that's how you get out the mud. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Especially with the talent that we grow out of the Virgin Islands, my boy.
Yeah, we don't have that exposure like they have in the States. So we definitely need some good people backing us and putting us in contact with the right people up here that we could make it out. Hey,
And
you ain't lying.
and it's funny that you even talk about exposure. So we coming from the island, we coming from St. Croix, we coming from St. Thomas, and we going to college. We already there behind the ball. And what I mean by there behind the ball is so your teammates, them that you're playing with in college, they're asking me questions, right? And rightfully so, because we all trying to get to know each other. So one of my teammates them say, how they find out about you and Biko and that island? You know what I'm saying? And I tell you the story, right? And he was just blown away. I said, well, how you get your exposure? He said, oh man, I had my high school highlight tapes. What highlight tapes? It wasn't even a goddamn baseball team to Central to plan.
It's crazy.
All the leagues them that I ever planned was open league, my boy. You're there behind the ball already. There's no highlight tips. So how do you get that exposure to the coaches in the NC2A and all the other division them to let them know that you interested in playing ball?
Man, I think we need to get back to more putting together more tournaments and inviting foreign teams to come down. So so they could go back up and spread the word, man. We play this team in St. Croix. We play this team from St. Thomas, we
Yeah,
put a shellacking on them and so they could
yeah,
go back and talk and
Yeah.
send people back down to come look at we.
yeah.
We need to give our kids more exposure and like you said, the people them in the powers to be, just from the outside looking in. I don't know how it is to run a country or to run an island, and so I ain't trying to do nobody job. But if you outside looking in, it just look like all these senators, governor, they have their own personal agendas. They live in big house. They drive in bad car. Well, they got a lot of people out here struggling, and there's a lot of needs to the island that they just not producing. Honestly.
It's a sad
So
situation, man.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
a very sad situation for real. Because the people them who have the connections to make it happen, they don't make it happen. Like I said,
No,
I said before,
you
is the
know,
crab in the barrel
yeah,
mentality,
I
and
I am home. You guys are in the
we
States, and I have been
yeah,
everywhere. You guys are up there, so you guys know because all of you guys have guys who play sports, and you guys have athletic kids.
right,
In the States, it's such an art and in terms of the recruiting process, they might not start recruiting you from 9, 10 hours. They take it at such a serious level in the States that when I come home, I realize like the sports that we have here is too many people in terms of the higher ups who just look down on the sports. They have this thing like a babysitting thing, man.
right.
Like they think that we just go and we just play basketball and we deal with kids just to babysit them so their parents can go to work.
Hmm.
And this is their man mentality. So normally when you look in terms of, I'm with Sports Park right now. Sports Park is one of the lowest funding government agencies in the whole Virgin Island because everybody is thinking that this sports thing is some type of babysitting material where
Mm.
people can just drop off the kids. See, right now it's COVID-19. All the parents them tired, the children at home. They just want sports park to open up so they can just drop off the kids them to go. No, we're not here for that. We're here,
Right.
we're here to give your kids an opportunity so he can better his life and maybe even your life.
Yeah.
But why are you taking this thing like a babysitting thing? It's not a babysitting thing for us. We're trying to
Absolutely.
accelerate them man lifestyle. But it's just too many people think like baseball, softball, they drop off the kids, they go about their business doing the thing, come back, and all of a sudden they pick them up and say, how was a good game? They don't care. And it's just trickling all the way up that everybody believes like sports park is just, hey, just drop them on off, let them man teach them something, and that's it. But
Listen.
trust me, this sport should be one of the most important aspects
Yeah.
in any society.
Right.
Because not only that we can produce professionals, but we can develop good character. We can develop friendship. All this war that you see that going on to Virgin Islands, this thing could stop by people going to all these different communities. And you don't even know when we were growing up, man. We played Saipan Farm, we played East, we played West, we going this. And we meeting man from all over. So when we reach complex, we don't know everybody. It's no war like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We have,
Yeah.
we have this unity
Yeah.
that we get
You're in
to
line.
support. So people just look at this thing like it's a babysitting thing, and I just watch them like, dude, you guys don't know. You guys really don't know. The thing you
And
take it for granted is the most powerful tool that you need to stop a lot of these things.
The thing
you're in line.
is, is very simple. It's just a lot of selfish people. That's just the bottom line. Like Rahsaan just said, the gatekeepers, they had people who could have helped him, but just didn't want to help him, and they just take this one person, Joe, to help him out. Why Joe help him out? Because he's the type of person that see talent and he'll do whatever it takes to make that person dream come true. It's the same thing. It depends on you as a person. Like when I come home, I don't want to talk to the youth them on the baseball field. I don't give them tips and stuff like that. Because like he said, like Rahsaan said, oh yeah, you behind the 8 ball. It's just the type of mentality you have as a person. That's what it is. It's very simple. If I see a talented kid, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to give that kid all the opportunity to become the best player he could become. And it's the same thing with back home. It's the same thing. It's just a lot of selfish people. It's a lot of crab in the barrel mentality. It's not a each one teach one. It's not a each one teach one.
No.
They want to have their footprint on that athlete. If he good, they want to be the one to send that athlete away. If they can't send you away, then they ain't gonna do nothing for you, even though they have all the contacts. And that's just the reality. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
The only way it's gonna change unless the athletes them call the people them out. That's just the bottom line. It's the same thing I experienced it with the basketball. I experienced it with baseball. It's the same thing, and that happened in 2096, and we're in 2020, and it's the same thing. It's never going to change. It's never going to change unless
You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you put politics before enrichment of people's life, man, something definitely wrong with you, bro. Something ain't right. You ain't built correctly. If you put your own agenda over trying to better people's life, my boy, something is definitely wrong with you. You understand what I'm saying? Mumba, let me tell you, that day that you are come to play baseball in Montgomery, and I don't even remember how you had reached out to me. I don't even know how you knew that I was here in Montgomery, my boy.
I think your brother, I want to say Kareem.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you reach out to me and you tell me where you were playing and you were coming to the city, brother man, let me tell you something, right? I dropped everything I had going on that day. And I tell my wife, I said, come, we're going to the ballpark. I got to go and see this man. I have to. You understand what I'm saying? Because Mumbai, I understand where you come from, just like you understand where I come from. You understand what I'm saying? And
Definitely.
to see you on that level, my boy, I sitting down in that stand at Biscuit Stadium, watching you on that field, bro. Listen, it was like a warm euphoria just come over my heart, bro, when I see you on that field, man. Because I know, and that's the reason why I posed that question to you earlier. I know nobody didn't help you get it, bro. I
Yeah,
know you do it on your own. And
yeah,
that's why I was so proud of you, bro.
yeah. That's the thing, man. I appreciate that, man. That's why I reach out to you because I look up to you. When I was in Little League, 8 years old, 9 years old on the bar park, just learning to play baseball. I see you, I see Kareem, I see
Yeah,
JD playing. I like,
yeah,
man, I want to be like them. Them I'm bad. I
right,
want to be as good as them or even better. So I
right.
used to give me motivation. So like when I play professional and your brother tell me you did it, I was like, man, I got to hit this man up, man. I
Yeah.
got to hit this man up.
But
You
just
check?
like, but just like you said, when you were looking up to me, guess what I was doing? I was looking up to them man too. You know what I'm saying? I was looking up to my brother. I was looking up to man like Ray Bennett. I was looking up to
Yeah,
man
big
to
up
like
to Ray.
Glenn Byron, Arnold Brockway, J.D. Clark, Geronimo Newton,
Yes.
um, Raleigh Babs. These were the man that I was looking up to. You understand what I'm saying? So when you talk about no fear, you understand what I'm saying? Me making that step from where I come from. You talking about pressure? Listen, I was built for pressure. You understand what I'm saying? I want the smoke, as a matter of fact. You understand what I'm saying? So when you talk about playing in them league back home and playing with them kind of man, you know what I'm saying? You built for it. You understand what I'm saying? So that jump from back home to college, honestly, my boy, I didn't have a concern about it, really and truly. Did not have a concern about it. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? The only thing I know that I wanted to do was I wanted to go. You understand what I'm saying? I know once I get it, my talent gonna speak for itself.
Awesome.
Love that passion. Even
Yeah,
up to
man.
now, you
And I
he,
even love the fact
Listen,
that you have the young people them slang too. I didn't know you know about smoke.
he
You
want that
wanted that
yeah,
smoke.
smoke.
listen, 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 my boy. There's 5 girls I got on them. Five, five.
Hey, let me tell you
So
Yeah.
something.
you gonna
I
hear
think that
all the
man though.
slang them and all the talk. You know what I mean?
Look, Pang, Mumba, Sean, look, one of the biggest problems in the Virgin right now, the older people them are not taking time to listen to these young people. These people got so many slangs now. I'm even learning even today. I'm learning all kind of things about clips. And sometimes they'll be like, they don't even talk English no more. Hey, yo, you coming with a I don't understand. Hey, what the hell? These man talking a different language, man.
Yeah, man.
You need to take time to listen to these young people. These young
Right,
people are speaking a totally different language, man. I swear to God.
right. Yeah, my
Well,
boy.
well, we're going talk about your college journey. Now you touched down
Right,
the Alabama State.
right,
Let's talk about how
right,
the culture shock you experience and how you
right,
dealt with it and progress.
right. So, um, where was August of '95? Me, my boy Biko. You remember Biko from
Yeah.
Castle Coakley?
Big up
Yeah,
Me
Biko.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Biko come up together. So it was me, Biko, and my father, my boy. And you know my father, Mumba. All I could do is shake my head. You understand what I'm saying? So it was an adventure, to say the least. So it's me, my father, and Biko, right? We touched down in Montgomery. The next day, we went to the school, right? Went to the school, went to visit with the coach, Coach Watkins. And listen, my boy, when we walk into the office, I swear to God, I swear to God, when we walk into the office, the feeling that come over me was, you know how they used to take the slave them to the market and put them up
Wow.
on the table, and you used to inspect them and
Wow.
stuff like that, and you're just watching them over and different things like that. Me and Biko walk into the office. This is a black man too. You understand what I'm saying? And we walk into the office, and this man just sizing me and Biko up, right? Watching we over, walking around we and different thing like that, you know. Let me see where I don't put my money at. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying, right?
Well, literally, out him out. That's what he's saying.
He said, let me see where I put my money at,
It's
Wow.
crazy.
right? So you don't know me already. I vex, I boiling on the inside, right? When we leave there, you know what I mean? me and Biko said to ourselves, listen to what he's saying. We said, watch, from the first spring practice, we going hard. I said, we going hard like we never went hard before. You understand what I'm saying? And he said, man, I got you. You understand what I'm saying? So spring practice start, right? Forcing everything, going hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we were going to go. Fast forward a little bit. I know that as a standout in the practice them. I could see it. Everybody could see it. You understand what I'm saying? I know for sure that I was the number one pitcher. No doubt about it. You understand what I'm saying? But once again, what we dealing with? Politics, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So the first game of the season, we did down in Anniston, Alabama to the school called Jacksonville State, white school. My boy got ice on the field. Them is not baseball conditions. Furthermore, I don't even want to play in them kind of condition right there. The only thing you trying to do is stay warm in the dugout, right?
That's facts.
So all I saying to myself, I ain't worrying about this game. I let them and whoever got a game there, right? That's what I'm saying in my head right now. The second game, conditions favor me. I know it warm, ain't too cold, whatever the case like that might be. I know I getting ready to start the game. The man call another man name. I looking crazy now, right? Like, really? You gonna start this dude right there? All right. Third game come. Same thing. I know I getting ready to start this game. Sure enough, I down the point. I said, what?
Wow.
Remember, the whole time my blood boiling, my boy. I boiling on the inside.
Like, imagine,
My
bro.
my first collegiate game, the first game that I pitched was 5 games into the season against the school in Florida that had recruited me, FAMU, that gave me the scholarship, right?
Okay.
By this time, right, Mumbai, we are done play the first game. We are playing a double header. We lose the first game. At this point, we was 0-4, right? 0-4, right? Me get to pitch none of the game them. We 0-4. I beside myself. I sick. You understand what I'm telling you? I listen to me. The only thing you had to do was try and match on me because I soaking in gasoline already. You understand what I'm saying? So after the first game, we lose, right? And then I used to like make little inference, you know what I'm saying? Because they think everybody from the island, the only thing music we don't listen to is reggae music. All right,
Yeah.
no problem. So the coach had a little nickname for me. He said, reggae. I just watch it. I just watch it. I just watch it, my boy. He said, go ahead and get warmed up. You pitch in the next game. This is the second part of the doubleheader against FAMU, right? I got down to the bullpen. Biko come down to the bullpen with me too. And the whole time we there in the bullpen, Biko standing up right next to me. I there in the mong warming up. He's standing up on the right side of me. And we ain't saying one word to each other. Not one. Because Biko already know what's going on already. He could see it in my face. You understand what I'm saying? The catcher talking to me, mean even talking back to you. Just pitch me the ball back, right? That's how enraged I was at that point. Mumba, when the game I finished, right? My first collegiate game was 13 strikeout, 2 base and balls after 5 hits.
Wow.
Jeez.
You understand what I'm telling you? And Mumba, you know the crazy thing about that experience? I wasn't even happy, my boy. Because I was still vexed that it take them this long to put me in the game. You understand what I'm telling you? But I had a choice. Because, for instance, the only difference between our successes is opportunity. But that's only half of the equation. Because the other half of the equation is preparation. You understand what I'm saying? So what sense it was for you to have the opportunity and not be prepared for it? So I had a choice. You understand what I'm saying? I could have packed up and went back home, or I could have made sure that when my name called, they were going to remember it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen to me. Immediately after that game, they start treating we totally different. Totally different. You understand what I'm saying? Respect start coming our way because they never, you know what I'm saying, other than practice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once that game was finished, you could have see that the tide had kind of turned into our favor. You understand what I'm saying? But listen, I didn't even enjoy the moment until I get back to my dorm room, me and Biko, and after I finished take a bath and my adrenaline had come down. You understand what I'm saying? And then Biko start explaining to me what was going on. I didn't even know what going on, Mumba. Listen, I didn't even know that I could have gone to that level of concentration that I went to. You understand what I'm saying? But the vexation and the aggravation and the frustration and everything else that come along with it push me so far into that level of concentration, my boy. I didn't even know how much strikeout I had until Biko tell me.
Wow. Crazy. You got
That's a
into a
lot,
zone.
man. That's a lot for a college game. That's a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
After you get all them strikeout, the coach still call you Reggie after that?
Yeah, that was it. That was his nickname. Listen, and after that, man, me and the man, we so cool with each other now. The man was to my wedding last August, my boy. He was there to my wedding. You understand what I'm saying? He still live in Montgomery to still see when we move in different parts and stuff like that. I don't have any issues. It's just that when I play the game of baseball, man, I only know how to play one way. You understand what I'm saying? Did I ruffle people's feathers when I was playing? I'm sure I did, but me not apologizing for it. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the only way I had know how to play the game. You know what I'm saying? And if you wasn't ready to go to them kind of level, listen, that game, Mumba, I was ready to leave my rotator cup, my elbow, and my whole arm and that mount just to prove the point.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to prove that point.
One point it tell your determination and you mentioned about opportunity and preparation. You didn't even have to make it to game 5. You could have left from the day 1 when you walk in that office and they look you up and down. You know what I'm saying? But the mindset to take the opportunity and say, you know what, I gonna make the best out of this tough situation, and that it speaks a lot to you, man. I'm glad you sharing this with me, man.
And like I said before, we was already behind the 8 ball, my boy. You know what I'm saying? This man didn't know me. He never seen me and Biko before. You understand what I'm saying? He went off at a ward off a white man that he never meet before in his life. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was glad for the opportunity. Don't get me wrong. You understand what I'm saying? But I know that I was in a position where I had to prove myself all the way over again. When I leave St. Croix, I didn't have anything to prove. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nothing to prove when I leave St. Croix. But I come to the States, these people didn't know me. So I had to start from the bottom again. You understand what I'm saying? I had to start from the bottom again. I had to let them know that this ain't no joke thing. This is not a joke thing. Give me the ball and leave me alone.
Hey, I got one quick thing, Mumba.
Yeah.
With Zoro, the man said they put in a couple little thoughts in the comments. So the man listening to you right now, bro. And J-Nick saying, super proud. So he and Zoro watching right now. That man is cracking up loving the story. So big up the legend Zoro in basketball and the legend coach in G-Nix. Love.
G-Nix, I gonna call you. I just get your number. So G-Nix, I gonna call you because we got to get you on. If you if you have to go by Zoro and be with Zoro so he can help you, we got to get you on, G-Nix. So I gonna call you. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
But hey,
so let me ask you. Let me get this.
Let me get this out real quick. That is a crazy, crazy, crazy story. You got a scholarship, right? And that guy never seen you play.
Never seen me play.
From a person that he didn't even know.
From a person that didn't even know me that well either.
That's amazing. That's amazing, man. That's
I didn't
amazing.
even think of it that way.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Listen, man.
Wow,
Hey man, it was God, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And
man.
I don't say all the time, I wasn't supposed to be here, man. But watch how the stars them align, bro,
Yeah, man.
and get me to which part I was. You know what I'm saying? Get me to which part I was. And all these people that give me the opportunity never even really know me like that. But then you got all these gatekeepers on the island that I grew up playing ball around that watch me ever since I was 8 years old, all the way into man league. And you mean to tell me you couldn't extend your hand out? You mean to tell me you couldn't listen? I wasn't listen, like I used to tell listen, me begging you for nothing. The only thing I asking you for is to just give me the opportunity.
It's all, man.
That's it.
Opportunity.
That's
And
it, Mumba.
that's all a lot of us need. Just the opportunity, man, to
Yeah, man.
just get out
That's
there
it.
and don't waste it.
So
That's it.
let me switch a little bit because obviously me and my co-host Beanie Pan get opportunity to go to Mobile, Alabama. You're obviously
Mm,
living in Alabama. Me and you talk about this before we went live.
right.
You have any stories about when you first arrived in Alabama in terms of when you first actually get to see something in terms of races, so to speak? Like, you have
Yeah.
any stories to tell me about that?
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, listen, man, going to the racism aspect of this whole situation, we all know. Well, first of all, let me go back from the beginning. Growing up on St. Croix, growing up at Island, we completely sheltered. We in a bubble. You understand what I'm saying? We in this euphoria of we all get along with each other, white, black, Indian, wherever, indifferent. We all live on this island. We all get along with each other, right? That was at least that was the euphoria that I grew up in. You understand what I'm saying? But
Facts.
it was a serious culture shock when I leave the island to come to the south. Not just the south, the deep south. You
Great.
understand what I'm telling you?
It's true.
I get here and they had a situation and Glenn Byron's sister Daria know this right here because Daria is an alumni at Alabama State too. And it's a big football game because football is big. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a big football game that they'll call the Magic City Classic in Birmingham, Alabama. And it's between Alabama State University and Alabama A&M University from Huntsville,
Okay.
Alabama. And they don't meet on neutral ground in Birmingham, Alabama, right? Big thing. You know what I'm saying? Huge every year. Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, all the rappers, them, everybody that they done in Birmingham, everybody that converge on that when that time of year come around, right? So it was our first year up here in '95. So it was me, Biko, and Shabazz from Safarali. He was up here too.
Okay.
And we decided that we wanted to go to the Magic City Classic in Birmingham, right? We went, we experienced it. It was like unlike nothing we ever seen before. Whoop, 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 wherever the case like this might be. Keep Pang and Tegan are gonna really, really enjoy this because guess where I experienced my first bout of racism?
Waffle
Mobile,
House.
Wabalonio.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we coming back from Birmingham and we hungry. Waffle House to stay open 24 hours. You understand what I'm saying? So we stopped in a little town on the way back to Montgomery in Birmingham. I take your name, Calera. We stopped to this Waffle House. Walking in the Waffle House, my boy, it was like a scene out the movie. Me, Biko, and Shabazz walking in the Waffle House. And all you hear was bling, 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 bling. People spoon, fork, and knife hitting plate.
That's crazy.
And everybody watching we, all eyes on we. I saying to myself, this might not be the correct Waffle House that we need to be to. But we keep marching forward, right? So we decided that we were gonna sit by the counter. Biko sit down on my right, Shabazz been on my left, and I getting ready to sit down in the middle seat. The waitress, the white waitress, tell me you can't sit there. That's Billy C. I said, who the hell is Billy?
What?
She said, that's Billy C. I want to know. I said, well, who is Billy and where he at? Billy hadn't got here yet, but that's his seat and you can't sit here. Furthermore, y'all can't sit at this counter. If y'all want to eat, y'all need to go and sit in one of them booths, preferably by the door.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Listen, I lose my appetite instantly. I said, listen to me. Me hungry no more. I don't trust these people cooking my food.
Right.
I'll suffer the ride back to Montgomery and wait till we get back to Montgomery. You understand what I'm saying? But everybody know that racism in this country been around for forever. You understand what I'm saying? But the problem now is the covertness of the racism. Now you got a president in office that perpetuating racism. So all the closet racists that was out there, guess what they're doing now? They're coming out now. But this ain't nothing new.
Right.
At least not for me. Because where my geographical location, this is all the time. But they'll just find a nice, nasty way of doing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
So you have a lot of protests right now in Alabama from Black Lives Matter and Antifa and stuff like that. Are you guys protesting there?
Absolutely. Me then nobody ain't gonna hit me with no goddamn rubber bullet and all that shit in my head and nothing. Me, I support him from my living room and watching it on TV, my boy. Me then that.
The only thing I would say about all that, they need to start hitting some stores where they can make money. Stop hitting the Wendy's and the McDonald's, please. I need to see. Tell them to go to Zales and Garrett and Gordon. Go to some stores where you can make some serious money, man. They renting a McDonald's pack. How much Big Mac you want, so?
Listen, boy. And the sad thing about it is, I respect what the generation doing. You understand what I'm saying? But the only thing that I don't agree with is you're tearing up your own community that you got to go back and live the next day.
That's what I'm saying.
I definitely don't agree with that.
Jared got them things. Go to Zales, you know, go to Louis Vuitton them and Coach. Go to all these people who got these things, Michael Kors. Go to them places, man.
Listen to me.
Why are you beating up Popeyes?
Listen, them the Caucasian community gonna protect their own, my boy. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna protect their own. Absolutely. Listen, when they start looting them stores and stuff like that, right? I don't know how it happened. My wife was telling me about it. She was showing me the post on Facebook. Said that the people, the city had get wind that it was gonna be a busload of people coming to loot the stores them down here. When I tell you that white people, the Walmart and putting blockade to the mall and blocking out, Walmart will stay open 24 hours. Walmart are closing 7 o'clock in the night, my boy. Because they're going to protect their own interests. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're definitely going to protect their own interests all the time.
Man. If I just see another person running around the street with another Big Mac, I just get so pissed at the turn this thing. I want to see somebody running with a tight chain bean. I want to see somebody with a real money, man. A Big Mac? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they gotta eat. They gotta
Somebody
eat.
did put that up, man.
Huh?
Somebody put up that. They hungry?
Oh. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
auntie.
definitely in Alabama. You could still experience racism, and like you said, they have the right leader in place for them to just come out and be about it freely. You know what I mean? And them places is no joke because it's real life country in Alabama.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
I'm sure you've seen Confederate flag all over the place. In every other yard, I'm sure you've seen the Confederate flag all over. And these people,
listen to me. It's sad to say, but you don't see it so much that you don't get desensitized to it. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a sad thing when you gain desensitized to stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? I'll tell you a joke. Couple years ago, I was working for U-Haul up here. I was an area field manager, and I used to cover a wide area. My area would go as far as Tuskegee, Nat, and south it would go as far as Selma, right? And my father had come up to visit me, sir, right? And I take my father to one of the country store them, right? In the woods that I used to run. Listen, he ain't said nothing the whole time we driving, going through the woods there. He ain't said nothing when we get there. But my boy, when we leave, the man tell me, listen to me, don't ever effing take me to none of them place like that, and you ain't got your gun on you. Yeah, as I said, but I was so used to being in them particular areas, you know what I'm saying? But it was like a stone culture shock to heat because the
Yeah.
store that used to rent our equipment had the big Confederate flag right outside the store.
It's crazy.
Right outside the store, my boy. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that you don't see on a regular basis all the time, you know what I'm saying? Listen, my thing about the whole situation is if you don't bother me gonna bother you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
stay on the left and I don't let them stay on the right. Me ain't want no problems with it.
No, but you know, this thing is really spreading because I don't know if you guys keep up with a lot of the Virgin Island news, but you probably heard about the life and Wapa people he posts about Black Lives Matters and stuff like that. So he had a big protest at St. Croix and in St. Thomas, and they had a fire yesterday. So as he said some, you know, pretty rough stuff about black people and Black Lives Matter. So this thing really is very big. People gotta watch what they say, watch what they post, because what he posts, he did it on Facebook, and he actually lost his job. So
Right.
you know, you gotta be
T
sensitive about people and people feeling, because this thing I ain't no joke right now.
Tegan, let me tell you something. The protest them, we've seen this already before. We've seen the protest them, we've seen the marches, we've seen the standing up on the state capital steps. We've seen it before. You know what's so different about it this time? Is corporate America behind it this time. When you got the Ben and Jerry's owner from Vermont marching and getting arrested. You got Bezos, who's the CEO of Amazon, saying he don't care about losing the white dollars if they don't respect the Black Lives Movement. You got all these major corporations now all of a sudden starting to wake up. That's what's so different about it now.
Yeah, that's true.
You
It's
ain't like
crazy.
big facts.
Yeah, it's true.
And another thing is too, people all over the world marching in different countries and so marching.
Yeah.
It's real big. People
Yeah, this
Yeah,
people
this thing this thing take over the world. You got people marching in Germany, France,
yeah,
all over the world. It take off like a brush fire, man, and it's still burning now. I just hope that they keep applying the pressure the way that they're supposed to apply it, man.
yeah.
That's
Keep
all
the
I say.
pressure on. That's true.
Yeah, keep applying the pressure.
Good insights. I love that. Well, I just want to take you a little bit away from the sport. So we're gonna get back to that one, but take it away.
Oh no, Pang, you got something?
No, I was just going and said like finish your story of your freshman year in college and
Yeah. So yeah.
I want to hear about that game, the first game that you play. I want to know if you end in a W and stop that losing streak.
Yeah, absolutely. That game, my first collegiate game, we after that game we was 1-4. So I did get a W from the game. I had the game ball there in St. Croix in my mother house.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Nice,
you know what I mean.
nice.
I give my mother the game ball. It ain't the house in Campo Rico. You know what I mean. So, like I said, the tide had definitely shift in me and Biko favor after that game. You understand what I'm saying? So now I think we had kind of gained, not kind of. I know we had gained the respect that we should have had it. But like I said, we was already behind the 8 ball coming from St. Croix. We didn't have no highlight tapes. This man give a scholarship to me and Biko half a what a white man telly. You understand what I'm saying? So we had to build this thing from the ground up. You understand what I'm saying? But my freshman year, I it was a good year. I think I end the year. My record was probably I think like 15-3, if me mistaken.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Man,
Yeah,
jeez.
15-3,
You a
15
baller.
and 15-3. I lead in wins, I lead in strikeouts, and I lead in innings pitch. My freshman year.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
after that, did you get any kind of major league scouts in terms of people coming after you for your freshman year? You were on the radar.
I wasn't paying attention to it, and if I did, nobody wasn't bringing it to my attention because still at that juncture in your college career, you really can't have that kind of contact with scouts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's illegal
Yeah.
in the NCAA. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
nobody really wasn't telling me anything, and my mind really wasn't there yet at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kind of in my little zone and I was grooving and everything like that, man, and just kind of enjoying the whole college experience, man. Because listen, ain't no ain't no experience like going to a HBCU, a historically black college. You understand what I'm saying? That
Yeah, that's true.
experience is totally different. You know what I'm saying? So I just I was taking it all in, man, and enjoying the experience and everything like that, bro.
You know what it is
I
too
ain't
with
gonna lie.
baseball? When
Go ahead, Mamba.
to follow up with your question too, Tiga, the thing with baseball is like when you go to a Division 1, it's like football. Like if you're a freshman and a
Mm-hmm.
sophomore, you can't get drafted. You gotta wait until your junior year to go
Mm-hmm.
out. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
I
right?
was just gonna
I,
mention this. Go ahead.
go ahead, TJ.
I was just gonna mention when you say ain't nothing like a HBCU experience, but trust me and man went to Jacksonville. And every time I could sneak away to go to his games, and my God, his
Yeah.
cheerleaders will chip across my cheerleaders, them son. My little cheerleaders, them used to do so many crazy little cheer. And when I went to a HBC cheerleaders, I used to be like, pam,
Right.
pam.
But even with the cheerleaders, talk about our band, like just to get the game
I was
started.
just gonna say that
Oh man.
Man,
the
Listen.
ain't
steppers,
nothing like that back
and then
then.
you
Listen.
got the cues. Hey, it was crazy. It was like night
Listen.
and day.
Like they used to tell we when we went to the game, them and boy, they said halftime is game time.
Right.
I telling
See,
you.
that's
real
true.
talk.
That's
Them,
true.
them man, the band them was that's the center attraction of the HBCU.
Man,
Yeah, the band.
it
For
was
The
one of
sure.
the
band for real, for
best
real.
experience of my life, son.
Oh my God, man.
Man, like, oh my God, can we borrow some of these few and bring to Jacksonville University?
Right,
It was
man.
crazy.
It
Listen,
definitely
right?
is.
So I remember something, right? So listen to this, man. My sophomore year, we get invited to the Jackie Robinson Classic down to I can't remember what part of Florida it was, but it was in Florida. We played to Space Coast Stadium, which is the minor league field for the Marlins, right? It
Okay.
was an
Yeah.
invitational. And my invite FAMU was there. I think F FAU, one of them other schools. It was like about a good 5 schools there, right?
Mm.
So we pull in, we get in that evening about 6 o'clock. They said that they got like a little when when you get there and everybody you get in this auditorium, like the welcoming committee type of thing, right? So we walk into the auditorium. Who there in the auditorium? Cecil Fielder, right? So
Wow.
big sess in the auditorium, man, and 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 FAMU dead end, and like he is like the only team that he's seeing, right? Is FAMU. He ain't come to big up our team or nothing like that, or whatever the case like that might be. So immediately I was not a Cecil Fielder fan anymore, right? And the only thing I wanted to do, because coach had already tell me when we pull up, he said you got FAMU. I said the only thing I want to do now is get to that game real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I saying to myself, I hope he watching when this thing go down, right? So we play the first game. I can't remember the team that we play. So they come the second game, my boy, the next day. And we playing FAMU. I did on in the bullpen, I warming up. And I listen, like I salivating at the mouth because I ready for the game to start. My arm feeling super right. I feel good. You know what I mean? I ready to go. From the jump, the man telling me that the man got this what the assistant coach telling me. You gotta be careful. They got this white boy. He transferred from Florida State. They say he gonna be a first rounder this year. I said, oh yeah? Which one he be? Okay. I said, I got no problem. Listen, I zero in and he all game Mumba. You know what I tell you? And listen, after the game, we win. After the game, the man approached me, man. The white dude now. He said, man, he said, I ain't never had nobody made me look that silly before in my life.
Wow.
I said, bless up, bro. Give thanks.
Yeah.
Give thanks.
Awesome.
Listen, all you got to do is tell me some shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I charging up right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Charge up and ready to go. I grew up like that. That's the kind of shit that my brother them used to do to me. You know what I mean? To charge me up. Or JD them used to do to me. Hey, watch out, you know, them or like when we go and play All-Star in rack and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, hey, like when we play Pico, them I gonna tell her that story about Pico though. You know,
Big up Pico.
Yeah, he tell that story, and I was waiting for you to tell that story, but he didn't want to tell that story. You know what I mean?
Pico, you holding back, Pico.
Yeah.
Pico, you holding back.
He hold back that story. So we are squad up that year, Mumba, right? It was listen, man. We had my brother JD, Ray, Louis. I mean, when I tell you it was stacked, and I think Kaishang and Ross from East were coaching the team that year, right?
Okay,
we were going to Yabucoa, Puerto Rico, but the road to Yabucoa was through St. Thomas, right? And we had to go to St. Thomas. The first game, my boy, me know what happened to we. All the stick them that we got, that we had, it looked like we are just flat. We come out flat. You know what I'm saying? The only part of that game I remember, Mumba, was sitting outside the dugout in Lionel Roberts Stadium, and the side of the dugout, me, my brother, and JD. And you know what we doing? We conceding the game already, my boy.
Wow.
All we saying is, all right, tomorrow, this is what we're going to do. And as we talking about conceding the game, it come like God just come over the stadium and just sprinkle some of that dust on our back, my son. And all of a sudden, the back them start to wake up, and my son, we start rinsing, licking them man over there. You know what I'm saying? Start it. So that man tell me now, I can't remember how much we have beat them man by the first game. But that man tell me, Kaishan come to me. He said, you got the second game. I said, I didn't expect nothing less. I ready to go. Let we go. So we get to the park the next day, my boy. And I just zeroing in because the main attraction from St. Thomas was Pico. You understand what I'm saying? So I zeroing in and Pico no. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't getting nothing from me. Nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So end up shutting it down the whole game, right? But we're gonna be honest, and I ain't holding nothing back. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Loving it. I'm loving it.
The eighth inning, my boy. I hang one to you. I believe he hit it to St. John.
Hey, in Pico defense and not telling that story, one thing he did say is St. Croix used to always come over and root them up. He said they couldn't beat St. Croix for nothing.
They couldn't, bro. They couldn't. But listen, that man them he do what he was supposed to do. He do exactly what he was supposed to do. I hang one over the plate, and he do exactly what he was supposed to do with it, right? And we are know each other. All we are know each other, you know what I'm saying? So out of that respect, my boy, we already are done winning the game. You understand what I'm saying? So I thought it was cool. I walk off the mound as he rung in second base going to third, and I went and I give a that. You know what I mean? I ain't thinking nothing wrong, right? So I end up getting the last out of the inning. All them man laughing, JD, my brother, everybody laughing. Them man said the ball ain't land yet. You know what I mean? All them man laughing, right? So my son, we still laughing, walking, going into the dugout. I walking in the steps, going into the dugout. Who there to the bottom of the dugout waiting for me? Kai Shang. My son, that man cost me so bad. My son, I feel, me say, cost me bad. The man said, don't ever do that again.
Yeah,
Shaking nobody's hand when they do that to you. I didn't think nothing was wrong with it, but I understand what he was saying. You understand what I'm saying? You don't ever do anything like that. You know what I mean? But just out of respect, you know what I mean? And
the respect, yeah.
I got a lot of love for Pico and everything like that. And I had following career and super proud of Pico too. You know what I'm saying? And we know each other. We were cool. You know what I mean? That was like my boy. Kai Shang wasn't having none of it.
He wasn't having that, my son.
No,
That
he
Not
guy
wasn't
always
having
right.
none of it.
not
Hey,
even a
we
thumbs up after the game.
No, after the game is cool.
Okay.
But
yeah, not during the game.
once the game going on, it's wow. You know what I mean? And that's his mentality, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I said, man, that was my one little slip up, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
yeah, that man could have never touched me. Ever.
Hey, we got
Ever.
a question for you from Kerry Shepherd. We got a question. I think a lot of college freshmen face not starting right away. What advice would you give to those who are on their way to college and waiting for that moment when they finally get some game time? How do they stay motivated?
By staying prepared, my boy. You have to stay prepared.
Yeah, that's true.
Not just physically, but mentally. Because if you're mentally strong, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, for instance, use Mr. Baseball in your town, right? And then you end up on a squad that got 15 Mr. Baseball, and all of a sudden you ain't the number one stud no more. That's a crushing blow to your ego. You understand what I'm telling you?
That's right.
So if you ain't mentally prepared to deal with that, it will either cause you to walk away from the game or just say, "Son, I done with this, I go home." You understand what I'm saying? Pack it up and go home. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But like I was telling you, with that whole experience that I went through, you know what I'm saying? I was in my feelings more than anything else. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't going no place. I wasn't going to let them run me off like that. You understand what I'm saying? I just know that the man them that they are starting in front of me wasn't better than me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what was bothering me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but like I said, if you could take all that anger and frustration and channel it into the right way, you understand what I'm saying? It ain't nothing you can do.
Awesome.
Nothing.
Awesome answer.
That's true. That's true. That's true, man. Good information. Good stuff, man. Good stuff indeed.
Listen, man, playing this game, Mumbai, you already know. You know what I'm saying? And I find this out through my journey as being a pitcher. You understand what I'm saying? Being a pitcher is a lonely thing, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a solitary position. When you get to second base, you know what I mean, you could laugh and play with your first baseman, and you can laugh and play with your shortstop. But when you's a pitcher, my boy, and you there on that island by yourself, you understand what I'm saying? You're by yourself, in your thoughts, in your feelings. You understand what I'm saying? That's a lonely place to be, especially when you're having a bad game.
Yeah.
Especially when you're having a bad game. You understand what I'm saying? So, big up to Genix, man. I had never seen my career as a pitcher, man, but he sees something that I didn't see. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, man, tell me that I was going to be a pitcher. I said, Genix, I don't think that's the right position for me. I don't think I want to be a pitcher. He said, well, okay, that's fine, but you ain't going to play for me.
Big up Genix.
That's fine. That's fine if you don't think you's a pitcher, but if you ain't gonna pitch, you ain't gonna play for me. How I gonna go home and tell my mother and my father that I ain't down the team because I tell Genix that I wasn't going to pitch?
Sure.
No, that wasn't gonna happen. So give thanks, man. I really enjoy it, bro. I really enjoy the competition. I
And you
really
watching right
enjoy
now is
facing the
global. So
yeah,
that is awesome.
yeah, man. I enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it.
See, a lot of people, like we were talking with Coach Haywood, not to get off topic, people don't understand how important these coaches have been in all our lives, man. People who just pour out themselves, not getting paid for it, ain't worried about no stipend and stuff like that, that goes way beyond anything you need from them, they just be there for you.
Yeah,
And guys like Genix and Coach Haywood,
yeah,
and Cyril
Bow.
Benjamin and said, and rap, we gotta talk about him too. He was very instrumental in my life. Coach Bow,
yeah.
um, Zorro, guys who go out of their way, who ain't again a dime.
Hmm.
So just trying to see the next generation rise up, man. They don't. So the society don't understand how important these guys are to we, because if it weren't for people like them, we won't be where we are. Because like you said, you didn't even know that you would have even been a pitcher, but
No.
somebody had to see something in you.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Somebody saw something in all of us. Like Pam
Absolutely.
feel like I always saw something in him. And no matter how many times he tried to skip class, feel like we smell his cologne and find it. It's just, yeah,
Smell,
it's just something. Somebody always
smell
saw
his
something in
cologne.
you. And even when we were in our ignorance and we couldn't understand why they were doing it, now that we are adult, we just gotta say thank you to them. It's just
Eh,
crazy.
you're
Very-
absolutely right, man. It's just certain
100%
things
correct.
that you
Yeah.
don't your mind and your mentality ain't mature enough yet. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think it's a punishment. You understand what I'm saying? Or you think, they're doing something to spite you. You know what I'm saying? In your immature way of thinking. You know what I mean? But all the whole time, all along the way, they're setting you up for success. The only thing you got to do is just listen now.
Yeah, yeah.
Only thing you got to do is just listen and
Listen.
follow the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I thank God, right, man, that I had the right people them in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I had the Eustace Roach them and
Okay.
Radel and
Yeah.
Orlando Carino and the Kai Paris them and all these man, you know what I'm saying? That were moving in that same direction, you know what I mean? And when a man moving in that direction, you know what I'm saying? And the right way, the only natural thing for you to do is to follow in that direction too. You know what I'm saying? But like you said before, the guidance, the coaching, the lack of coaching, where I just don't. Hey man, it's heartbreaking to see where we there right now as far as baseball and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, it's sad because baseball was the sport and St. Croix.
Yeah,
It was the biggest sport. A lot of major league players used to come down. They used to do camps,
right,
They used to play
right,
exhibition games in like a rubber stadium and stuff like that. So,
right.
it's gone downhill so much. It's sad in a way. We should
Yeah,
be
But I
so
still got
far
hope,
along.
I don't give up. Because guys like yourself and me, Jay, and Pico, man, if we can just get you guys home along with Mumba and stuff like that, man, we can really pour a new energy behind the new force, because like I said before, we got a good commissioner in terms of sports park and recreation, and
yeah,
we finally got an athlete behind of the vision. Because a lot of time, a lot of these people in terms of the government that we talk about are in position, but they're not really athletes. So, even though they meant well or they want to do well, they're still watching the dollar figure. But I can't spend this, I can't do that, I can't do that. I know you gotta do that because you have a budget. But at the end of the day, if you have some type of vision behind of it and you want to see something get done, we finally have somebody who can go the extra mile. So, like I say, like you guys, we want to revive it. We can't look for somebody else to do it. We gotta do it. And one of the biggest things that I saw in my profession when I was playing, because I retired young at 33,
okay,
a question came to me like, dude, why is nobody really doing much in terms of developing the talent in terms of basketball. And
Right.
something just in my spirit, like instead of looking for people to do what you want to see happen, you better be the same symbol that you say you want to see. And
Right.
I said, man, I can dedicate my life to be that. And that's why I
Yeah.
run from a lead and stuff like that. Because instead of
Yeah.
looking for somebody else to do it, they always take somebody to say, you know what, I will. So we want to
Yeah.
see the change. We have to make the change.
Tegan,
Facts.
I absolutely agree with you. That's facts. You understand what I'm saying? If we
Mm.
want the change, then we have to be the change agent. You understand what I'm saying? I absolutely agree with you. You know what I mean? And it's funny that you said that, right? Because for like a couple of months, I was talking to my mother and my sister then about the situation on the island with the sports and stuff like that. Man, and it would just coming to me like, man, I want to do something about it. And I was thinking about reaching out to the fellas them, you know what I mean? The Glenn Byron them and the JDs, you know what I'm saying, and the Mario Suarez is, you know what I mean, and my brother and different things and different people like that, people that come up in that era. You understand what I'm saying? That understand it, you know what I'm saying? That understand what it gonna take for we to get back to that level competition that we used to have. You understand what I'm saying? And let we try to revive this thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all the answers. You understand what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
don't mind. I don't mind putting in the legwork.
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
that's
mind.
true, man. Yeah, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time, and as we doing this podcast, and we highlighting all you guys and stuff like that, and we getting a chance to talk to so many people and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It putting us in a
Yeah.
good connection with each other and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and then we building a lot of dialogue and we having some good conversation. So
Yes.
when the time comes and stuff like that, we could reach out to one another and we could
Yeah.
organize something and get something for the youth of them and stuff like that, man. And I know,
Absolutely, man.
yeah. And like Tiga said, Cowboy White there, and it's gonna take some time and stuff like that. But he'll come on and he'll listen and stuff like that. So, everything gonna work out in the end though,
Yeah.
because we have the good
Yeah.
heart and we looking out for our people and stuff like that. And definitely,
Absolutely.
it's gonna work out.
I believe that change gonna come about. I absolutely believe that change gonna come about. You know what I'm saying? So I still holding up my faith into the whole thing. So I absolutely agree with you, Mumba. I ain't giving up on it.
Yeah, man. We owe it to all the coaches that sacrifice all their time for us.
We
We owe it
def
to them to continue that. You know?
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Give me a second, excuse me. I gotta get my job.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so one thing is a struggle for us kids coming from the Virgin Islands. I'm gonna switch it to basketball for a little bit. Like
Mm,
playing basketball in the Virgin Islands, and the only thing that we like a lot of times the only thing that we know on the court is man to man and zone. We might know different types of zone, but man to man or zone.
mm,
And then when I get to college, when Tegan get to college, Mumba get to college, we have to transition to learning all these plays and having to memorize. Especially me and Tegan. I play a little bit of point guard. Tegan play our point guard. We gotta know everything ins and out. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
tell us how that transition was. Coming from G Nick's mentorship and
Mm.
learning his plays. Tell us how that transition was learning to play, like learning all the plays that you had to do in college. Like how was that for you?
Right. So I always say, right, that Genix mentally and physically prepare me. You understand what I'm saying? So by the time I had get to college, the game it wasn't the game wasn't hard. But I will say this: when I get to college, it kind of opened my eyes to a broader perspective as to what pitching really is. You understand what I'm saying? It's just not about going up there and trying the ball as hard as you can. It don't work like that. You understand what I'm saying? You got pitching coach. That's when I start learning about location. That's when I
Yeah.
start learning about pitch count. That's when I start learning about um 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 doing your perspective and the hitters before the games and stuff like that. So it was more the preparation. You understand what I'm saying? Before you even get to the game. You
Mm,
understand what I'm saying? So you all these stuff, you know what I'm saying? That they show me a like a pick off move, but they call it like a back move, and everybody else thought it was like so hard when all it really was just twisting your front foot a little bit. Because as a base stealer, and Mumba know this, what's the first thing a base stealer to look at when he trying to steal a base and watching a picture? I watching your
Yeah, your
foot.
feet. Yeah, your foot. As soon as you make that move.
I watching your foot. That's the only thing I watching is your foot. You know what I'm saying? So picking up little tips and tricks and stuff like that. When I get to college, man, it just made me into a more baseball player. You know what I'm saying? It was just that preparation part of the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Was the main thing that I really needed. Cause once they start showing me them kind of stuff, I would like, what? You could do all of that right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have that exposure to them kind of thing when I was on the island. You know what I'm saying? Pitching is 90% mental, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I listen, I am not a fan of the flamethrowers them. Do I like to see them? Yeah, I like to see them because it's good entertainment. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Good for
I
TV.
like this I like the cerebral pitchers, you know what I'm saying? My favorite pitcher in the major league of all time was Greg Maddox. You
Yeah, mine
understand
too.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Maddox ain't never throw 85 miles. He ain't never throw over 85 miles in a game. But strike out people, make them look silly, outthink the hitters them. I just admire that part of the game. You know what I'm saying? I want to make you look bad. That was my thing. I don't want to just strike you out. I want to make you look bad striking you out. You know what I'm saying? I that was just the killer mentality that I always had. You know what I'm saying? Ain't enough just to three strike and get you out of there. I want to see you look like you drop your bat. I want to see you bail out. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that I had enjoy when I was pitching. You know what I'm saying? Just the psychological warfare, man. I love it.
Yeah, man. That's good. It's true, man. Everything you're saying is true, man, about pitching, man. You know, mental, man. Mental. Mental.
Straight mental,
Mumba
man.
got a big smile over them, said.
Yeah, yeah, because he bringing back a lot of memories when I was in his shoes, man, and I was doing my thing too and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was the same thing when I brought up Pang to Pico when Pico was saying that they will
yeah,
hit him. I remember
yeah.
I was like, yeah, they will hit you because it's setting up for the next at bat and the next pitch and the
Yes,
next day. But like Pico
everything.
said, yeah, like Pico
Yes,
said, he was stubborn. He wasn't gonna move, and then that's the kind of hitters you'll be like, okay, we gonna have a dog fight every time we face each other.
yeah. You,
So
you got to be smart, man. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, we even had a sign for intentionally hitting people. You understand what I'm saying? Intentionally hitting people. You understand what I mean? I'd love it. I love it. Give me that sign. I want it. I don't have a
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
I don't have a problem hitting you in your ribs. I ain't got a problem hitting you in your foot. You understand what I'm saying? I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
care about none of that. You understand what I'm saying? I just it was just a different mentality, you know what I'm saying, with the man them that I grew up with, you know what I mean? It just at, listen, I don't bleed the 340 and I gonna bleed the 340 until the day I die. You understand what I'm saying? And I respect the man them that I grew up with. I respect the man them that paved the way for me. I respect the man them that showed me how the game was supposed to be played. You understand what I'm saying? And all of that prepared me for that next level. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't a fear thing. You know what I mean? I was never scared when I was taking a mung or anything like that. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, of course you have the little butterflies, just about any other sport. You understand what I'm saying? But once I get a first pitch over the plate, it was like being at home, sitting down on the couch watching my favorite TV show.
I like that. I like that.
Walk in
Eh,
the
We
park.
yeah, we got a question from RT. How many
Mm,
pitches did you have, and what did you tap out as? What was your best pitch?
right. So, man, that's a good question, right? Because that's a good question because I always believe the more tools that you have in your tool bag, don't make you better. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, two pitches don't do anything but improve you as a pitcher. So when I get to college, I start kind of working on different pitches and stuff like that. So at the end, I think I had maybe about like 6 pitches. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
But I had the fastball, curveball, but I was trying a curveball from a 3/4 angle, and then sometimes I would even drop and come down from the bottom of it too. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I developed them, and then the pitching coach helped me develop a circle change. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel natural. You know what I'm saying? But just like
Yeah.
anything else, you know what I'm saying? I had to give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up being one of my better pitches. But I didn't have a favorite pitch. My favorite pitch was whatever was working for me that game.
That game.
Yeah. Because it was a game to game thing. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You don't feel the same way every game. Your pitches don't work the same way every game. You understand what I'm saying? So you just have to adapt and understand what working for you that game and use it to your advantage.
Okay. What will you tap out at? The highest you pitch that you know?
92?
92? Okay. Pico in the chat, by the way. Hail up Pico there.
Yeah,
Big up, Pete.
I was wondering when he would go show up.
He show up about 5-10 minutes ago. Hey, love Pico.
Yeah. Big
Hey,
up
look,
Judge
man.
Bailey. Big up Judge Bailey. Cubs all day. Yeah, that's the truth.
Big
Cubs
up
all day.
Judge, man.
When I was in college and playing for a HBCU,
Hmm.
one of the things I used to like is traveling to different school and meeting other VI players, and
Yeah,
them used to be some nice feeling game playing against another VI player. Like
yeah.
tell us if you ever meet up with any VI players on the other side of the field, and who were they, and how was that game for you?
It was funny, right? Because I when I make it to play college ball to Alabama State, Arnold Brockway was actually playing at Southern down in Louisiana. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? But Arnold had transitioned on went before we are get to meet up. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of heartbroken about that. You know what I'm saying? But crazy story. Everybody know Alcorn State, right? That's where Steve McNair went to school.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
State, yeah.
Have you ever seen the campus before?
No.
Nah, never been to that.
Remember, the first time we pull up to the campus, right? I said this cannot be a school. This can't be a school. When you come through the front gate, there, my boy, the only thing you're seeing is pastures to your left and your right, and cow grazing in the pasture. This this is on the school campus.
Wow.
They got farming and as class or something.
That's an agriculture college.
And
Yeah.
then I had to understand that it was an agricultural school. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
But Jesus Christ, man, you got the entrance of the school smelling like cow shit. I didn't understand that. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So we went to Alcorn State, and there was a division rival. You know what I'm saying? So that was just my first experience. But my junior year, we went to Alcorn State, right? And them man tell we when we get it that them man got some VI players on the team too. And I said, huh? What VI players them man got on the team? So they said them man ain't make it to the field yet, but they on their way. Little did I know. You remember Dario Rosa from Science Farm?
Yeah, Dario Rosa.
Dario
Yeah.
Rosa, yeah.
Dario Rosa went to Alcorn, and my boy that used to play with me and Reds that come up with me, Mark Phillips.
Oh, Mark. Okay.
Yeah, Mark and Dario play for Alcorn State too, man. You know what I'm saying? And listen to me, Dario was a hard out for some reason. That was one man that used to give me the most problem out of everybody, Dario Rosa. That man give me problems when I was home, and the man gave me problems when I was in college, my boy. I couldn't get you out. It was a tough out, man. It was a tough out.
he
That's
was a
amazing, man. Oh, go ahead, Pang.
he was a hard hitter or a technical hitter.
He was a very technical hitter, but he could hit the ball hard too. You know what I'm saying? He know how to make them subtle adjustments in the middle of an at bat. You know what I'm saying? You got
Okay.
some people that can't, certain hitters, it's just one way with them all the time. But you got a man up there that's a thinker, that's technical, and after a first pitch, he could start breaking you down. He start understanding everything that you start doing, you know what I'm saying? And Dario was that kind of dude, you know what I mean? And I ton of respect for he. I don't know where he at right now, you know what I'm saying? But he was a hell of a baseball player.
Man, that's amazing, man. To see like the names you calling, like all you guys play little league together,
Yeah, yeah,
play 30 to 50, 60 to
yeah,
80, and then end up playing college baseball together. Coming
yeah,
from St. Croix. That's amazing, man.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Listen, man,
That's amazing.
listen, don't let nobody fool you. The VI have their imprint all over the wall. You understand what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
have our imprint all over the wall. It might be few and far between, but we did it. You
Yes,
understand
sir.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just the opportunity. The opportunity.
That
All
is
we
true.
want, all we want is that chance, man.
That's it.
That's it. They go to my Bethune Cookman family, Bailey, Jasan, IPIO. They go Cookman, Wildcats. You already know. You
Me,
already
you know,
know. Pang,
you went to
Pang, you already know.
you went to Bethune, Mumba?
Yeah, I went to Bethune.
Hey, man, bless up, man.
The reason I
Was
went to
that the
Bethune is because
HBCU
of
moment?
George Bailey. George Bailey was the reason why I went to Bethune Cookman.
Okay, then. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
Betuna HBCU?
Yeah,
Yes.
question you asking, man. That's the biggest.
Brother,
That's the biggest. Number one. Best
brother,
one. The best
Oh
one.
I
man.
keep
Number
asking the
one.
question because when it comes to JV, I was going for the 30-point last. You know what I'm saying? I just,
I
Watch out, Tigan.
wasn't playing, so
yeah,
that's why.
Bethune Cookman has one of the biggest classic with South Carolina in the whole state of
I know that.
Florida.
I know that. I was just
Okay.
messing with
Hmm.
you. Remember, we used to
Yeah.
go to Daytona Bank, Black Beach, where you call it again? For spring break?
Uh, College reunion. Not college. Yeah, yeah, it's
No,
Black
Black
College.
Spring Break. Black Spring Break.
Yeah, Black College
Yeah,
reunion.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's right there by the Bethune. You
Yeah.
pass Daytona and all of it.
Yeah, man.
I was poking at you, Mumba. I was
No, I know,
poking
I
at
know.
you.
Yeah, I know,
Big
I
big
know.
guy respecting you, okay? Respect bigger brother.
That's facts. Allah
Bro,
is
you
my
know what
big
I
bro up
tell
there.
you? 'Cause when I
Allah
was
is
in
my
high
big
school,
bro.
Miller, Derek Miller, Coach Haywood, them I used to did my high school team. And we sent our team to Bethune Cookman and to Sacramento State before I
Mm,
went with CB to Chicago before I get a scholarship offers and stuff like that. And
okay.
Bethune and Sacramento State, not Sacramento State, South Carolina State, Gamecocks, that man over there in South Carolina. That man
Hmm.
say, hey, that guy from the VI, he need to go and play Division 2, Division 3. We ain't got no scholarship for he, right? So, true story back. I then man played Jacksonville for son. I met that man and nobody knew for son why I was so red. Because these man never offered me a scholarship when I was at St. Croix. So I played Bethune for son. Half time I don't got 22 and these man I look at to go for party. They just fucking my coach
Hey,
told me back. I
and we
want to
talking about
extend
my
attention
school like
to
that,
these
man.
dudes. Like, you made a mistake, brother. You should have given me that scholarship.
I like that. I like that. I
And
like that.
don't talk about South Carolina. We beat them there by like maybe 70 at some point. Maybe even though they were so garbage to we but Bethune, I really wanted to prove a point to Bethune.
Mm. Hey,
So
Mumba,
I only stick you with that move because they man inside me.
Mumba, Tegan basically washing your school right now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, matter of fact, I think that's why they probably signed Toussaint because they were like, damn, we missed out on Shepherd. We better sign Toussaint Richard for son because we ain't gonna make another VI man come and crush me. Hey, you don't
Hey,
take
this
that
guy.
serious.
Hey, this guy. Pang, you hear your boy?
I
You hear your
I
boy?
I myself almost went Bethune Cookman. That's one of the school that accept me. I only choose EWC because they was the first school that accept that rate me back and accept me. And then
Okay.
Frenchie done being I didn't even know Tegan was going JU at the time. I was
Mm.
just ready to get off of St. Croix, my son. And it wasn't
Yeah,
even about boat basketball, but I was just ready to get off of St. Croix.
yeah.
Big up Frenchie. Big up. Frenchie. Frenchie did the chop. Big up. ECW. EWC. My bad.
EWC.
EWC. My
Hmm.
bad. I apologize. Yeah, man.
So no college coming to an end, and
Hmm.
you done breaking all these records, setting all these numbers. Like who out there looking at you? Who out there coming to recruit scouts? Anything, any type of offers, minor league, major leagues? What was going on at that time?
Listen to this, right? True story, facts. My my senior year come to an end, and I was in a dorm room, me and Biko, and the phone ring, and I don't remember the gentleman name, Dakar. You know what I mean? But I answer the phone. He tell me name, and he tell me who he was and who he was representing, and asked me if I would mind coming out for a tryout, and they was gonna fly me out. It was for the Boston Red Sox, right? And this was a very pivotal point in my life. You understand what I'm saying? Did I want to sacrifice the rest of my life chasing this dream? Did I still have it in me to still chase this dream? Because honestly, at this point, I was physically, mentally, and emotionally tired. I really was. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I tell you from the beginning, I have played the sport ever since I was 8 years old, non-stop, not taking a break. Even when I was up here in the off season, I would play in a country league here just to keep myself in shape and stuff like that, make sure the sharpness still there and everything like that. So I never take a break. And right at the end is when it hit me that I don't think that I want to make that sacrifice anymore. So I basically tell the man on the phone, I said, I really appreciate you finding me and wanting to give me this opportunity, but I gonna have to gracefully decline. And after that, honestly, is when I walk away from the sport.
Mm.
Wow.
Respect to that, man. That's deep. That's
Sound
deep.
like
Yeah.
That's
sound
deep,
like a
man.
sound like a Michael Jordan story.
I
I tell
just
you.
man, I had given everything that I had for 15 plus years, man, to the game. You understand what I'm saying? I I I proved the naysayers wrong. I went into situations where the side couldn't do it and I did it. You understand what I'm saying? Sacrificing time, sacrificing relationships, sacrificing everything. You understand what I'm saying? Just to singularly give my focus to this one thing. And I just, at the end, I just didn't have it in me anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just decided to walk away from the game.
Listening to you talk, and you could sense a little emotions in what you're saying and everything. I
Yeah,
could see that were real tough. Any regrets of doing that?
never. When you make a decision in life, you live with it 10 toes down and you don't look back because everything is in front, not behind. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the only times that I don't really think about stuff like that, man, is when like you pose the question to me or my children ask me what happened and stuff like that. I will talk about it, but that, I really don't talk about, what I'm saying, the ending, because to me it was bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? I,
Right.
I always thought it would have ended a little bit differently than that. But those are the illusions, or those are the things that you think about when you was a child growing up. You know what I'm saying? But as an adult now, you know what I'm saying, and I, my mentality and my mind wasn't the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? So if I gonna continue to play it, then I have to play it with a singular focus that I always play with, and I just didn't have it in me to do it anymore.
I like that. I like your honesty. I think a lot of people have to understand how much mental sports is, and it can be draining because
Yeah,
from the time school start, especially in college, from the time school start, you got a few weeks to meet people, get acclimated with your classes and everything. But once training camp start, it's a go.
yeah,
It's your
absolutely.
whatever your sport is until the end of the season, Mr. Man.
24/7.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. And people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you go to college, you have a college student and then you have a student athlete. It's a
Athlete.
difference, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Is you have to be on your shit, because if you're not and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do in the classroom, then guess what? Now you ineligible on the field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Time.
It's
Yeah.
been many times that we coming back from road trips, playing divisional games and stuff like that. Double header Saturday, double header Sunday, and you got exam on Tuesday, and you ain't study yet. So now you're tired, you're mentally and physically tired, but now you got to pick up this book on a 6 hour drive back to Montgomery,
Yeah.
and you
Right.
got to try your best to retain this information to take this test. That's a lot, bro.
It's
Yeah.
hard. It's
Yeah,
very hard.
it's hard. We got some questions, right? And you
Mm.
might have answered this question just now, but I'll still ask it. Frenchie asked um, if he think he made a mistake, but you said you pretty much answered that, right?
Yeah.
I sorry about that, Mumba. You kind of went out a little bit. Say it
Okay.
again.
Frenchie asks if you think you made a mistake, but you kind of touched on that already, right?
About turning down the offer to try out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay. And then RT asks, do you think your decision would have been different if you were approached your junior year instead of your senior year? That's a
damn, that's
pretty
a
good
hell of a
question.
question.
That's a definitely good question.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
question.
Boy, oh boy, that's a good one.
Let me ask you a question with that too. Did your junior year did you were you disappointed or were you upset that you didn't get like an alpha or drafted or anything or any looks?
I did. Totally honest with you, I did. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I find this out. I find this out after the fact. You understand what I'm saying? It's very few, and you can attest to this because I know you went. I went to HBCUs. It's very few HBCUs that does actually get those looks from those clubs out there, those major league clubs, those. You know what I'm saying? Very few. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's a shame because them HBCUs have the same talent,
Talent. Yeah.
but they just don't have the right exposure.
Right. You in
yeah.
line.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So was I disappointed? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But what we gonna do? We gonna cry about it, or we gonna keep pushing? You know
Move
what I
on.
mean?
Push
Gotta
it.
keep pushing. You
I
gotta
think,
keep
and that's
So
pushing.
what a lot of people don't understand in terms of professional. When you reach the highest level, everybody got talent. It's so much
yes,
talented players out there that haven't even played the major leagues or the NBA. You don't know, but just like you say, it's who the focus is on. These players would rather take a player who is subpar at Duke just because he played for Coach K than to
hmm,
play for a superstar that play Bethune, Jack State, Jay, because they know he coming from Duke, and that Duke name carry a name. It's about selling that brand also. So it's a lot more
yes,
in terms of not just your physical ability, because there are a
yes,
lot of talented players out there. It's just about where you went to, who you know, your connections. And once you get connected, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
Tiga, you remember when we were in Brazil and we played a USA team?
Mm.
That man had that number one point guard. From I think he was from Villanova at the time.
Yeah, what your name is? He kind of look like you too. I always like the same type of player.
But you remember this? His coach took he out the game and threw he out because he could not bring the ball up the court against me.
But that's what I'm telling you. You was destroying this man.
And
When he's going to Villanova and he's playing for what's that guy for Villanova name? Big coach, whoever he is.
whatever
Jay Wright?
That's his name.
right.
Jay Wright.
Jay Wright.
Yeah, Jay
He's
Wright.
for Jay Wright. He's for Villanova. And he could not pass back half court. He could not pass back. Swear to God. Go look the tape up.
And
I'm not
NBA
surprised.
He get drafted to the NBA because he's at Villanova. And that's how this game works. That's how this game works.
You know what it is with base?
I played William Avery in Jerusalem when I went to Israel. And Weapon was on that team. I hope Weapon is on the chat. Weapon will tell you. And in my scouting report, there's like, oh, Shepard just came to Israel. They don't know much about him. We know he's a decent shooter. Let's see what he can do. Let's go underneath the screen, whatever. And Weapon telling that man in the scouting report, I know him. I better don't do that because he will lighter. I'm also not. That man still went underneath the screen back. I ended up with 33 points. William Avery had 11. This man come up to me. This man was drafted by the Timberwolves. This man came up to me and said, dude, what team you play for in the NBA? I said, dude, I went to the job. Nobody never really drafted me. You say, you serious? The NBA never give you a look? I'm like, no. He said, man, you know I play for the Timberwolves. I said, no, you got drafted by the first round. But the difference is you went to Duke.
That's the difference.
It's true.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
This thing matters so much. It matters.
You know what
really
it is too?
And I destroyed this dude. I destroy him, man. Destroy.
You know what it is with baseball too? I'm gonna touch what Judge Bailey said. Judge Bailey said that true, but I think also helps with exposure is like when I went to Betukum and Bailey went to Betukum too. Our head coach used to schedule some tough games. So like we would play like Florida, FIU, FAU, Miami, and stuff like that. So we will get to play in front of scouts, you know. Also too is that it's not that many black players in baseball. You know what I'm saying? It's not that many black players in baseball. It's not many that black pitchers in baseball too. It's not many. It's
Momba,
at all. So
let me tell you the craziest story, right? This is no.
Yeah.
You could look it up. Facts. When I was playing at Alabama State, the baseball team was 95% black. I had a white boy partner that was from right up the road up in Clanton, Alabama, and we are cool. He was a pitcher too, and 95% black, right? Right now, Alabama State head baseball coach is a Dominican that opened up the floodgate through Florida. The baseball team at the HBCU at my alma mater, Alabama State, is 95% Dominican now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
At HBCU. I don't have a problem with it. You understand what I'm saying? But to go to your point, right? We don't have any representatives at the high levels. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
We
That's
don't.
what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Why is that? Don't tell me that we don't have the talent. You understand what I'm saying? Why is that? A lot of your major league teams, you know this for a fact, Mumba, got buildings. They got headquarters in the Dominican Republic. They got headquarters in Panama. They got headquarters in Aruba,
Venezuela. Yep.
Venezuela, Mexico, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
What's the common thing in all them places that I just named, Mumba? All of them is Spanish and Latin American.
Yeah.
And that's the direction that we in right now.
Mm.
It's true.
That's the
So that big,
direction that we in right now.
push, they're trying to get more African American in because they were. I did notice that 'cause I follow baseball a bit.
Yeah.
They're trying to get some more African American in. How is that going? What's that progress, and how do that help the Virgin Islands in terms of getting more African American in? Because they really noticed the shift that a lot of African American weren't playing no baseball no more. How is that
Yeah.
progress going?
The progress ain't going good. And I'm gonna tell you why the progress ain't going good. All your youth league, like your PAL league, you understand what I'm saying? And all them leagues that was free, they are non-existent. They don't exist anymore. You know what's the big thing in the States right now? Travel ball.
Mm.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? That same thing with like LeBron them son, with D Wade them son when it's
Yeah, yeah,
basket.
yeah.
It's the same thing on the baseball side. You understand what I'm saying? And guess what it'll take to be on a travel ball team? Money.
Money.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? How many of our people, black people, you understand what I'm saying, coming from the low income side, got that kind of money to put up?
True.
And but the talent is there, but they just don't have the money. You understand what I'm saying? Why is that? You get rid of all the free leagues that gave us the opportunity for the exposure, and now you got these travel ball leagues that cost hundreds and thousands of dollars on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Well, like you said before earlier in the show, they are gatekeepers, and even in the states, and a lot of these gatekeepers are rich people, and if they can get their other sons or cousins or whoever involved, they're gonna keep pushing that type of road because they want to make sure they handle the key. So I have witnessed that, because I get the opportunity to put the professional level, and I get an opportunity to really see what a
Right.
lot of people haven't seen. And as my game started going more and I started making a lot more money, I started meeting some people in the game that was super shady, dude. And that's when I know, like, not real talk. That's when I know, like, dude, this money thing, even though all of we searching for it, you kind of have to give yourself a cap because the more money you make, in my opinion, is the closer you get into St. Helena. You gonna meet some people
Mm,
that ain't about this money. They got so much money, pal. They can wipe
mm,
their ass and shit with it. They don't care about that. They just want to control the narrative. They want to control what happening out there. They want to control everything. And the more I start getting higher and higher in the game, I start meeting these people. I had to just kind of pull back away, man. This thing was crazy.
You know what it
So
Well,
is? You know what it is too? With blacks, they destroyed pretty much all the baseball fields that was in the inner city. So a lot of kids don't even say play baseball. Most of them
no.
can only play basketball or football.
Yeah.
Like you said, the PA League, even the RBI, baseball, that was free. They don't have that anymore and stuff like that. So like kids don't have no place to go to play baseball, you know. And that's the thing and Major League Baseball was trying to, do something because you want the sport to look good. But in reality, there's no
they
place
mean,
for kids to play baseball.
yeah,
Like you
my
guys said, the trouble, that's the only way you would be able to play baseball. You know?
and what's crazy about that, you touch it on the Latin Mumba, Tiga, even you, Shan, when are you flying into some of these countries, Venezuela, Cuba, Puerto
Mm,
Rico, and you flying over land, you could count up in the 2030s how much baseball field you're going to see down
that's
there
right.
mm,
before you
Yes.
land, my son.
That's
Yeah.
right.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
like
basketball
crazy.
too.
My
You
Yeah.
can
son,
see all
so
of them.
Pang.
they don't
But
invest.
and
Yeah.
you take the words right out of my mouth. The reason that you're seeing that is because they're investing in themselves. That's the
That's
that's the
facts.
best and only is investment to make. Invest in yourself. I would invest in myself before I invest in something that I don't know about. I know this. I
Facts.
don't know that. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
Invest in yourself. That's why when you're flying over Puerto Rico, you'll see 100 ballpark.
Yeah.
That's
In
right.
every
You
township
sure
of
too.
Puerto Rico, they have at least
They
two to
got it.
three ballpark.
Right. You ain't
And I
lying.
play professionally over there, and I can speak at a basketball site in every town. you got at least 10 gyms, like
Okay.
legitimate gyms. Man, there ain't no jokey gym. You ain't got to run the complex or essential trying to beg for a gym. They have a community gym. Now I know they got a lot more people than us. I understand what everybody's saying. 3 million people, blah 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 blah. But just like our boy saying, they invest in themselves, man. They believe in this thing. They are invested in themselves. And that's something we lacking in the Virgin Islands. You know, we're not taking it as serious like all the other nations
No.
around.
No.
No. No, listen, and it's evident. You understand what I'm saying? And Mumba know this. You know what I'm saying? When we was playing in them all star team, and you travel to them countries like a Panama or a Mexico or a Guatemala
Yeah,
or,
DR.
the DR. Listen
Yeah.
to me. That is the only way out for them. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm
Only way
saying?
out.
That is it. There's no other avenue other than that. If we don't make it to the major leagues, then we drive in a taxi or we shining shoe to the airport. Literally, this is how they just think, bro. You understand what I'm saying? They gonna do whatever they have to do, however they have to do it to get themselves to that. And I respect it, man. You have to respect that.
Right.
True. We got a question from Bogus. Bogus asks, do you have kids, and if so, do you push them to play baseball as well, and do you educate them on the business side of the sport as well?
Listen, I wanted, I wanted a basketball team, and I end up with all cheerleaders, my boy. So, so that dream was dead a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? I had one
Yeah.
daughter, the oldest one had showed some interest, and she had talent. But like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? My lack of knowledge and training in preparation and listen, man, it's a different way that you deal with girls than you deal with boys. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the way that I was trying to deal with my daughter was the way that I would deal with somebody's son. You understand what I'm saying? The one thing that my daughter them introduced me to, you know what I'm saying, and me shame to say, is feelings. I didn't used to have feelings. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? But when you have daughters, you'll develop feelings. You understand what I'm saying? And
That's true.
and sensitivity and all of this
That's
kind of
fine.
stuff.
That's
You know what
fine.
I'm saying?
That's
That
fine.
you can't hit them in the chest and all of them kind of thing,
No,
and
no, no.
the emotionally fragile and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
It's all these
Hey,
different
bro,
things.
hey,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
You can't go to cheat no more because you don't want them to see you with a different woman. A
We
lot of people
don't.
You understand what I'm saying?
please stop smiling.
And I got five of them. You understand what I'm saying? So
Five,
Wow.
man.
yeah, and and somebody asked me the other day, bro. You know what I'm saying? As when I look back at it, you know what I'm saying, what was my greatest accomplishment? You know what I'm saying, as far as baseball. Honestly, brothers, man, I don't think that my greatest accomplishment had anything to do on the baseball field. My greatest accomplishment is my children, them, bro. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
saying? And just to see how they progressing in life and stuff like that, man, and moving, man. That's man. It'll just
Man, that's
warm my heart,
awesome, man.
man.
What you said, I am just feeling your words, but I coming from the heart. You know, you can tell somebody when the words are coming from your heart.
Yeah,
I'm just
man.
related to you right now, man. You're just speaking
Yeah,
totally from the heart, and I feel in you. I
yeah, man.
mean, you know, they always say that our fathers, especially we have 4 men up here, successful men,
Yeah,
and they say the fathers they ain't doing nothing in terms of family and stuff like that. But I could say with all my heart that these are 3 other men on this stage that are doing so much for their family, taking care of their kids, making sure they have food to eat and stuff like that. I mean, this is the example we need to put forward to the people of the Virgin Islands to understand that they got men out here are willing to go to the extra mile. But the only thing we try to put out there is like, oh, this shooting happening today, this
mm,
robbery happening today. It's 100,000 people in the Virgin Islands. That's only 1 or 2 incidents. What happened to the 50,000 men who trying to do the right thing? So the women they need to understand they got good people, they got good men out here, and like man, what you saying right now, man, you are hitting my heart too, son. I can just hear it in your voice. I hope you don't cry and come back and we are gonna bleep you out, but man, I'm feeling you.
Listen, right? Hey,
This guy's a mess. This guy's a mess.
I go have to shut the whole damn screen down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we got a question for you. We got a question for you, Rahsaan. Don't listen to
Yeah.
Tiga. Tiga talking nonsense now.
Oh my
I'm
That's not
God,
talking
man.
facts,
that's not
Mama.
Jacksonville education, brother. Talking crazy.
You see a fork in the beer, Mama.
You should
Stop
have gone
being
to
like Sam.
you
The
should have gone
fork
to
in the
Edward
beer.
Waters. You should have gone to Edward Waters. No man, but so Amani asks, what's your advice to those who think not being able to play a sport is the end? And what did you take up after ending your sport career?
Hmm. Man, listen, bro. At the end of the day, playing basketball, playing baseball, playing soccer, playing whatever, at the end of the day is a game. You understand what I'm saying? And games to eventually end. But
That's
this
right.
thing called life is non-stop. You understand what I'm saying? So that decision that I had made, that pivotal point that I get into my and I decide to walk away. You understand? And not pursue it. You understand what I'm saying? I had other things going. That's the reason why I was going to school. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? It's you
Mm-hmm.
always have to have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? So because you don't make it to the major leagues, what you gonna do? You gonna go home and bury your head in the sand?
That's right.
Life to go on. You understand what I'm saying? My children them can't eat excuses. You understand what I'm saying? So
that's
God, you
true.
out there, you know what I'm saying? Put your foot to the ground, you know what I'm saying, and keep. And that's what I decided to do. Once I walk away from baseball, I know that it was something else in store for me. I didn't know what it was at that point. You understand what I'm saying? But I know it was life after baseball. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's true. You know, as the important thing you said was that you was honest with yourself, and that's the most important thing. Like you said, you was mentally, physically, emotionally just done, and
Yeah.
you was honest with yourself. I think that's the most important thing. You was honest with yourself. You know, you gave everything you had, and the decision you made, you were satisfied with it, and that's the most important thing. Just
Mumba,
be honest.
and that's what and I said from the beginning. If I can't play the game, if I physically can't play the game the way I know how to play, the way that I want to play, the way that I used to play, you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to play. You understand what I'm saying? And if
Yeah,
my mind and my heart ain't in it no more, what's the purpose, bro? To go out there half-ass it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I have never,
Waste
I have,
people
ne-
time.
I have never half-assed it when I was out there in the baseball field. You know what I'm saying? Did I
yeah,
win every game? No, but I ain't never half-assed it when I was out there in the baseball field. So I ain't gonna promote that foolishness. So before I promote that kind of foolishness, let me walk away.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. That's
Look,
true.
man, I am so moved by this interview. I think
Right.
we might go 5 hours because I just like to hear you talk. To you are just inspiring me so much because people just don't understand, man. It takes something inside of your spirit different in terms of making it to that level, and you have that,
Listen,
man. I think I know you said you didn't have it no more, but I believe in my heart if you did take that leap, you'd have been in a major league because you have that it. You know, people always talk about that it in sports. You have that it.
you know what? I appreciate that, right, T? But let me tell you something, right? The way that my mother and my father always raised we was to always like my mother always tell me, and she tell me same, and she'll tell me that to this day. I don't care if you kill somebody. I don't care if you thief it and they say you thief. I don't care what you do. Tell me the truth so I could defend you. I gonna defend you no matter wrong or right. You understand what I'm saying? But you got people that are come and they're put on a front for people. You understand what I'm saying? Or they're perpetrate like they got something that they don't have. If I don't have it, I gonna tell you I don't have it. If I have it to give you, you understand what I'm saying? People, you don't have to walk at being real. If you're real, real understand real. You understand what I'm saying? There ain't no fake into it. You could sniff out the fake a mile away because my bullshit meter always going. When people come around me talking that BS, I don't walk off and go the other direction. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, and I don't want to be around it.
Yeah.
Man,
Facts.
you see the beauty about your story because in the VI, we having a lot of problem right now with the young man them with these bullets and stuff. And it hurts all of we when we
Mm,
hear this thing. And we're looking at ourselves, we don't like it. But every once in a while they do these man up conference and they keep bringing people that these young men can't really truly relate to. And I always say, why don't you bring back your own people like
mm.
your story? And when we listen to oh boy, Pico is Pico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pico.
The
because
other day, man, stories like that, the kids them can't relate to, man. Somebody who grew up in the same situation like them, somebody who can relate to them, somebody can tell them where they went right, where they went wrong. Somebody who can tell them I've been in that game and we grew up around this thing. This is what the youth man them today respect people who actually been in it, who actually had an opportunity to get out of it, and what's the alternative? Where else can we go? You can't just bring somebody random off the street and try to
yeah,
tell them you step for no gun. The
yeah.
VI don't work like that. If these young
Hmm.
people don't respect you, you ain't getting that attention. You know what I'm saying? They are only gonna listen to people who they respect. And I said, man, we need to do this movement in
Yeah.
terms of not only just developing our game, but kind of bringing home more of our OG in terms of athletes and stuff like that, talking to these young men and let them man know, dude, when I killing each other, I ain't just killing a man because of utter disrespect, but I destroying whole families and I actually destroying the Virgin Islands as a whole. They need to understand this, and this is the road we need to take, baby.
Hmm.
It's true. It's true, man. It's true. That's
Listen,
important.
I don't I don't live island anymore, but my heart still there. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't talk to my sister and my mother all the time. And I don't be listening to the stories then, bro. And it'll break my heart, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't I don't understand. I trying, but I don't understand the way that the young people them really thinking right now. You understand what I'm saying? With this killing and this robbing and this shooting and stuff. Listen, the way that they're acting, bro, is they're acting like jail is the new club. You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand that. Like jail is the place to be. Jail or death. I don't understand it. You understand what I'm saying? And to be a change agent, like you said, Tegan. You understand what I'm saying? You gonna only talk to the people them that you know that you can relate to. You understand what I'm saying? You bringing in a CEO of a Fortune 500 company to talk to, that ain't gonna work. You understand what I'm saying? You got to bring in somebody that's respected in the community, that's there with their boots on the ground, that know these people to try to even get through that first blockade in their mind, bro. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Hey,
Absolutely right.
we got a question for you when you're finished.
I good. Let me go.
Bailey asks you, Judge Bailey asks,
Hmm.
your
Wait.
opinion. Go,
Before you ask that, Amani Dawad had a question for us.
go ahead. Go ahead.
How much does your current career differ between the baseball life?
Hmm. Me ain't gonna lie to you. My career that I had to deal with now is in the IT field. Um, Do I make a good living at it? Yes, I make a good living at it. Do I sometimes think about the game? Yeah, every now and again I have to think about the game because the man, listen, when it's in you, it's in you. It's gonna always be in you. You understand what I'm saying? Do I sit down sometimes and reminisce and be like, damn, what if or whatever the case like that might be? Yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? Part of me would have liked for my children them to have been able to see me play the game. You know what I'm saying? But that was never able to happen. I enjoy where I'm at right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm satisfied. I'm comfortable, and most of all, I'm happy with where my career at right now.
Go ahead with George question.
I was going. Okay. Uh, your opinion on reviving baseball in the VI?
Yeah, I want to be a change agent. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Mumbai. You know what I mean? I want to the fellas them, George included. You know what I'm saying? And all the guys them back home because I believe together we could all do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the talent is there. You know what I'm saying? And to have a perspective, all of us have a story, bro. You know what I'm saying? And all our stories
Yeah.
collectively, you know what I'm saying? And we putting our heads together collectively, man. I know that we could change the situation there. But it's just the start. It's just to have the start. Where do we start to?
Yeah,
I
that's a good.
agree.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good question. That's definitely a good
Absolutely.
question.
Yeah.
You know, um, the thing, all of that stuff goes hand in hand with the violence and stuff like that. Because you go back to when all of us was young and stuff like that. We had something to do. You know, there was
Yeah.
sports was there. It was right there
Yeah.
in the forefront. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we wasn't idle and stuff like that. We had something to do, and we had good role models and stuff like that. Now it's just not there. That foundation in the beginning, being 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, that foundation, that strong foundation is not there
Yeah.
like how it was in the 80s, the 90s and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just not there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And they just they got to invest. They got to invest in the youth. Them. They got to invest in sports. Sports gonna bring the island a lot of opportunities, a lot of money. It's gonna give a lot of youths opportunities, and that opportunities will help the island as those youths further their career. They can always come back and give back to the island, and it's a trickle down
Yeah.
effect. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's a trickle down effect, and
Yeah.
they got to start with the youth. You know, got to, man. That's important.
Yeah.
You know,
We have to invest in ourselves, Mumbai. We have to.
yeah,
That's the only way that it's gonna work.
yeah.
We we,
And
we,
we
we
and we have a lot of people. We have so many people in so many different sports that have, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, that have experience that they could bring down and talk
Yeah.
to the youth them and stuff like that. The youth them don't have nobody to look up to. There is
Yeah.
no big up to Rico because he have a Virgin Islands book that deals with sports. Is rescuing virgins. You know, the youth them don't have no
Mm.
type of information to read up and to look at local heroes. If you ask any of the youth them right now today at St. Croix, who is who is their hero, who they look up to, they don't have
Mm.
anybody to inspire them. Like when we were coming up, we had people to inspire us. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
had many people to inspire us. Now
Right.
they don't have they can't read about Kevin Shepard playing, you know, professionally. They can't read about Pan going to college, Edward Waters making first team freshman and stuff like that. They can't read up on it because nobody's giving them that history and that knowledge and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
so and that's the thing that they use them need that because when I was coming up, it was about Elmo Plaskett, Robbie Smiles, you know, Harris Clark, you know, and the list go on and on and on. You have people that you look up to and you wanted to be like them, but no,
Right.
it's no type of history, and it got to
Right.
be some history, has to, you know.
Well, one of the things I can remember when I was in college, and with all this internet, all this social media, all this access to to post things online, we don't have anybody that are like for kids who to go after college. We don't have any local person that are report when kids in college. Tegan, I remember if you remember Apana when we was in college.
Yeah.
A little naughty dude used to come to all the manly games, but then when they had players that used to go after college, he had a website. It was
You
called
talk about David, you know?
David Idor,
He's still
and
doing it.
he's
He's
still
still
doing it.
doing it.
Okay, so I see. I don't know what platform he on now to
Yeah.
follow up, but I remember this man used to follow all of our career. I
Yes.
could sit in my room and I could follow everybody from Rock that I play against, everybody from Cruz that I play against, and just know exactly what they're doing. But I'm glad that he's still doing it. But I
He's
was
still
thinking
doing
that
it. He's
That's
actually a part of the VI Basketball Federation now. You know, Coach Baker, Earl Baker, Senior, is now the head of the Ghana Basketball Federation. So, you know, David is a very good asset. Like you say, he doesn't need nothing out of it. He ain't asked for no money. He just follow our version, no matter what sport. He's amazing. But like you say, his platform is basically on the internet and the newspaper. He needs something bigger in terms of a book, which I know he's working on. I don't want to put it out there if he don't bring it out, because he told me personally, he's working on that. But this man know everything. He knows everything. This man will be sharing stories about people from 1952 who scored this, who's the highest scorer, who's the highest free throw shooter for the VI. David is just amazing. But he's still doing his thing.
that's good.
that's good, man. That's good to
That's
hear.
good.
That's good to hear. You
Yeah.
know.
I just think like, you know, like everything we say has been so powerful. But at the end of the day, the number one thing is um Rahsaan said, like, look, we gotta start investing in our own, man. Look, man, we have done been doing everything else. If you ain't gonna put back into our own, whether they feel or not, we just have to set a standard for the next generation to follow. Because at the end of the rainbow, when you playing sports and you know that there's something at the end of the rainbow that you can accomplish, you gotta continue doing what you need to do to get to the highest level. If you just playing it for fun and people think this is a babysitting thing, these young people they got turn to something else. And you know, sadly, most of them turn into that street. You know, that street provide that money. People don't want to be realistic, but that street provide that money, more money than any of these governmental jobs would even offer you in a week. So you can now tell a young man, hey, come and work for me. For instance, sports park and recreation, and every 2 weeks you making $500. When these
Hmm.
men can go down the street making 2 grand
Right.
in a day. This is reality. This ain't nothing to tell people don't do what to do. This is just reality. If we are not gonna entice them and mentality that there's some kind of future in them with what we are for them, they're not gonna choose you. That's just the bottom line.
Hmm.
It's true. So
That investing in our own mentality, yeah, I think that's powerful. That's today's topic. I really think that's what we need. That's
yeah,
it.
I like, man, listen, I gonna be totally honest with you, bro. It's like the older I get, the more I to think about it, and I just feel if I gonna do that, if that's what I want to do, I rather do it back home in the VI. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel some sense of obligation. You understand what I mean? Because if it wasn't for people like Genix or Coach Joe or the man them that I grew up, you know what I'm saying, watching that invest that daytime into me to put me in a position to have been able to go where I went. You understand what I'm saying? You need to reach back, you know what I'm saying, and do the same thing too. You know what I mean? And the older I get, it's like this feeling that coming over me. You know what I'm saying? That it's just making me want to do it more and more. That's the reason why I say that I want to reach out to the brothers then, you know what I'm saying?
Love
Because
it.
I I know they feel the same way too. You know what I'm saying? I know they feel the same way too.
yeah.
Man, I love. I feel, man, I don't know, but man, you connected. And this is I heard about you, but man, you are connected with me because when my wife moved to sea with to Puerto Rico with sea board, she actually went to
Mm,
Guaynabo with the team I played for like 5 years, man. And
mm,
in 1 week, this man offered me $100,000 to run all of Guaynabo sports.
mm.
I was there with the governor because I played with him too. His son was actually one of the representatives, the mayor. And I coach a year with them, and I never tell my wife this. I hope she never watch. Oh God. But I told them guys in all my heart, Puerto Rico already have everything that they need to have. And I wasn't really doing this out of money. I got to go back to St. Croix for St. Croix to have what Puerto Rico had. I had that in my heart, man. I wasn't chasing the money. I had to go back home to try and build up St. Croix and the Virgin Islands like what Puerto Rico had. And I pretty much leave $100,000 to come home to work for $40,000 or whatever. Because it wasn't
Listen,
about that. It was just about giving back to St. Croix and seeing St. Croix rise. Or else today,
I
we would probably still be living in Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
mm,
I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. I couldn't do it.
Is it
And
a
people
is it
don't
a
understand that because I'm not a person who brag and say, yeah, but I wasn't chasing that money, the man. It's not about that. It's about we leaving a legacy. Where
mm.
is our legacy, man? That's what the Virgin Islands said. We have no damn legacy. You got a bunch of selfish people who only thinking about their damn self, who only setting up themselves, and then saying frick the rest. No, we need to live a legacy. Yesterday I was only 13 years old playing 10 to 12. Today I'm 41. We don't
Mm.
know, but in a blink of an eye, time is flying past. What will be our
listen?
legacy? And that's why
You
they are right now.
you're right about that legacy, and it's probably why one of the biggest reason why when people do get off the island and make a little career out of the sport or whatever, it probably they leave a little bitterness on why they don't really come back and do what you're doing, Tegan. Honestly,
Mm.
because it is that no that crab in a barrel mentality and what did you do for me to get here and when people leave a lot of athletes leave and just don't look back because like it's like home ain't really offer me nothing like
Right?
honestly.
That's it
So
right there.
Yeah.
we need to have more people like you know what I'm saying, more people like Mumba coming up with these ideas and sharing the legend story and like just to come back and give back to the kids and then they would have then that generation will when they make it. I know once my career is done, once I make all the money, once I go to college, get my degree, come back home and do the same what somebody did for them.
That's
You hit
facts.
it. You hit it right on the head. What you said.
That's facts. And that's it. That's
Sometimes
what
they
we
don't
want.
want. Sometimes they don't want to come back and do anything just because what happened. Because I had that same feeling too when I did my thing and stuff like that. Because my experiences and stuff like that, similar to Rahsaan, is the same thing. Sometimes you don't even say, you know what, they did me bad, and it's a waste of my time with them. And a lot of people probably have that
Yeah.
mentality, and stuff like that. And you can't really blame them. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is like what Tegan saying. You know what I'm saying? Say to you, saying Pang and Rahsaan. It's all about the youths them and the
Yeah.
history and the youths. That's it. If you have that mentality and you have that love in your heart, then it's all about the kids because at the end of the day, is the kids them is the one that's hurting.
True.
That's who losing in the end is the kids them. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have nothing to gain anymore. All we could do is just pass on our knowledge. That's it.
That's
Pass
it.
on.
That's it, man.
Tigard,
Yeah,
That's
Tigard,
it.
Shat,
exactly.
Shatanova said, 13 years old, are you playing 10 to 12?
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Big up Ringo, big up.
Dingo are like 12 years old. 12 years old Alabama.
Big up.
I need some more damn shots, Dingo. You need to stop that. I need my triple legend. You ain't said nothing for me yet.
So
There we go. Latin basketball. That used to be David.
That's David Elo just put that.
Yeah,
That's David
Latin
Elo just put that
basketball.
one.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
I used to be in college and just watching. This man used to keep me up when I was there overseas, and even when I get to work, I pulling up at the website, and that's how I used to follow Ayo overseas because of David. And I'm glad he's still doing thing, man. So David, keep up the good work, man. Cause
Yeah, man. Big up to David. Big up to David.
a lot of times we like to follow our athletes when they're successful, making it to the NBA, making it to major league. But you ain't never seen the story of how they get to that point. You know, you won't following them. You want to have
Right.
fun. You want to, you know what I'm saying? So all of that even play into why when we do make it, so a lot of us do make it successful, that we ain't looking back because in I didn't see Alayo when I was in my
Right.
struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah, it's true. You're right about that, Pang. You're right about
that
And
that.
and we was talking about this, right before you know what I'm saying, Pang, you didn't make it yet, but me and Tegan and Mumba were talking, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I love what you're doing, bro. I really love what it is that you're doing because the introspective, you know what I'm saying? You gain this introspective from all this talent, from your Tyrones to your Haywood to your Zoros to your Terrys, you know what I'm saying? Is the introspective that interests me. You know what I'm saying? The struggle. I don't. The success gonna come that I want to hear about. You understand what I'm saying? Because the struggle is what gonna build the character that gonna lead you to the success. You know what I'm saying? So what you're doing, man, is an amazing thing, bro. I really mean that, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Give thanks. Also, big up to let me say is live wire, right?
Yeah.
Live wire. Big up to live wire as well too. They're doing some
Read
stuff.
out your lives. I
They're
love
doing
that
some
Calvin White episode. Bullet.
they're doing some stuff. They're doing some stuff over there in Iraq as well too. So big
Yeah.
up to them as well too. Rena, we like to have you on as well too. So I'll try and get in contact with you, or you get in contact with me as well too. Maybe we could probably do something together. Both shows probably do something, come up with some good ideas and stuff like that. So but I think
Listen to me. I'm telling you this right now, Mumba. If you and Pang and Tegan could pull off that Genix interview, that's it. Are you going worldwide, my boy? Are you gonna break? Are you gonna break this internet?
we gonna get
I
Yan.
got Carl Zone to see if we can get Felix on real time.
I go take care of it. That's my guy. I
Because I
got
go
it.
ask Felix personally, why would he cuss out a 17-year-old guy at the IMC? Because Felix ran me, and I did appreciate that Felix, but I didn't respect, so I never talked back.
Yeah, man. We gonna have you on, man. We gonna have you on. I gonna talk to him and explain everything and stuff like that. Because like I told him, that's the reason why I kind of come up with this idea is because I be on, like, I don't really be on Facebook but that much, but people will come up with topics and stuff like that, and they be talking about a lot of athletes and stuff like that. A lot of time people will talk about athletes, and I used to be there in the gym or on a baseball field, and I never used to see them, but they're the ones that will be talking about this athlete and that athlete. And I'd be like, man, you know what's crazy is that they don't honor nobody. Like nobody don't get honor and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell Pang, I said Pang was like a lot of people Michael Jordan. And I feel like he don't get a recognition like he deserve. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Tegan doing all this stuff with the youth them and stuff like that. And I still feel he don't get a recognition and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Tim Duncan, but if you put something up with Tim Duncan, you put something up with Kevin Shepard. Whole island going towards Tim Duncan when Tegan is the one that doing all the groundwork and St. Croix. And again, no disrespect to Tim Duncan, but that's just the reality of the situation. And that's what bothered me so much. Same thing with Genix. Genix should have a baseball field named after him. You know what I'm saying? Haywood should have a gym name.
I second that. I second both of them. Period.
But that's why. So these is the little things that really I was like, man, this is something I have to come up with to start conversation.
I love
start dialogue and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
I hope still too humble for me. I don't understand where this dude get his Sunderland from. I still don't believe he was good, but he was always one of my favorite players. So I always tell people all the time, this dude was 10 times better than me when we were growing up. So don't compare me with Pan. I just surpassed him in longevity. But if Pan had went through the same route as me, Pan would have been in the NBA. That's just facts. The
Yeah,
dude was
but you know what? You know
Mm.
what? The NBA, I'm gonna be honest with you. The NBA and the Major League is not even that big of a deal to come down to it, man. Is what comes down to it is who you inspire. That's the biggest
yeah.
Mm.
thing. It's who
That's
you
I
inspire.
agree.
Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I was gonna save this for my interview, but I'll tell you no. The reason why I started playing basketball is because of Pang. That's the reason why I started playing basketball.
Right?
That's the reason why I
Mm.
started playing basketball. That's the
I
only
did.
reason.
Like
Yeah,
I
that's the
agree.
reason.
Because the
I didn't
reason
know
I
that,
started
Mumba.
working harder too was because
But
of Pop. Because I
no,
had
but
to get to his level. He was just that good. So
no, but
he
that's the
needed to
show.
get
Like
good.
that's the impact that he had on me. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with like it's the same thing with like base. When I went back to baseball, it's people like JD Clark, Rahsaan, McKeel, George Bailey, Terry. I used to have that in my back of the mind. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna try and do it for them. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's just people who inspire you. Like
Yeah.
Pang ain't make it to the NBA, but he had a major impact because then he inspired me, and then I inspire other youths when I
That's
was
right.
playing. It's that inspiration and that trickle down
That's
effect.
right.
That's
It
the
goes a
most
long way.
important. So it's important for us to show love to all our VI people. Then you know what I'm
And
saying? It's the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the most important thing. Is just showing love. You know
Listen,
what I'm saying?
if you
Showing love.
and
if you doing it for the recognition, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You
That's right.
understand what I'm
wrong
saying?
reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it out of the goodness in your heart, bro, you know what I'm saying? You might not see the fruits of the labor right away. But like you
That's right.
said just now, but somewhere down the line, one, two, three, four, five, it don't matter. That's when it start coming out. You understand what I'm saying? That's when you're gonna start realizing the impact that you make. You understand? By doing it
yeah,
the right way. You understand what I'm saying? Not the selfish attitude that a lot of them got. You understand what I'm saying? That doing it for the wrong reason. It's sitting down there on the throne with the keys to the gate and ain't opening the gate to help people the way that they're supposed to.
yeah,
You're right.
Facts.
What one thing Tegan mentioned, he mentioned that he had longevity over, like his career had longevity over mine. Even when we was on the national team, and I don't see he and Coffee like surpass me. I never had any negative feeling like towards that because like they say, I was probably better than them at the time when them man came up under me. But just watching them man rise, what I just know I like not to take credit for that, but I just know I had something to do with Coffee pushing he with Tegan, pushing he to his limits, and that used to make me feel good. Like a lot of people used to be like, you should be on the same level as them. But for me, it was never about that. Never
Right.
trying to be on the same level or outshine anybody. I just had love to play basketball, and I had always loved to see my teammates them do good.
yeah.
Always,
Absolutely.
never.
It
That's
was it
facts.
was it was always for the love of the game. Listen, man, I have heard it all when I was growing up, Mumbai. You know what I'm saying? The people that didn't really have anything to do with the situation would try to pit you against other people. And I never understand what I'm saying. All these outside influences. Me and my brother grew up. It was like that all the time when we growing up. We got beef with this person and we don't like this person and this person. Listen, man, it was purely competition. That was it. You understand what I'm saying? Once we down this baseball field, it's purely we going against you 1,000%. But the minute we step off that field, bro,
It's love.
man, man, that is love,
Yeah,
man.
no.
I get to your house, you get to my house. We going to this feast or going to this jam. Or it was never like that. But it's always the people them that don't have anything to do with anything other than just stir up the mess and mess up the pot. You understand what I'm saying? That's why to tell
Right.
people, man, stand firm and what you believe in, man, and don't let that outside nonsense you know what I'm saying, drive a wedge in between you, you know what I'm saying, and people that really have a meaningful impact in your life, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I said I done with the BS. You understand? If you ain't got nothing to bring to the table, don't come, man.
Hey,
It's
don't
facts,
come to
man.
the, don't pull out a seat at all.
Yeah, it's true,
Don't
man.
come.
It's true.
Awesome.
It's true, man.
I'm blown away by this interview. I'm not even lying.
This
I'm a
interview,
man
oh
who
my
normally have
God.
a lot of questions, a lot of words. I'm just soaking all this in. Like, dude, thank you. Like, really, thank you, dude.
It was
Yeah, man.
definitely fire.
Listen, man. The pleasure is mine, man. You know what I'm saying? I really, really listen, man. From my heart, bro. I grateful for the opportunity, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect, and I gonna keep saying it. I respect what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a little background and Pang and Tegan today. I had to do my homework. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? I ain't gonna walk
Oh,
into
yeah.
no
yeah, yeah,
situation
yeah, yeah.
without
Morgan,
information. You know what I'm
Morgan,
saying? And I
Yeah.
talked to my sister, and my sister tell me what Tegan to be doing on the island for the youth them and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I talk to other people about Pang and stuff like that. Are your heart there in the right place, man? Just stay pure, you know what I'm saying, and keep doing what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Because the reward isn't in a paycheck, man.
No.
It's
That's
not
good.
about a paycheck, bro.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Appreciate
Yeah,
that
man.
love.
I want to give a shout out to your brother Kareem because when
Yeah,
we started this, he
yeah,
personally
yeah,
called me and said, "Hey, you need to get Rahsaan on, And I was like, I know I gotta get Yan, and I hit
yeah,
you up,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Because you and your brother, man. Tigan and Pang. These is like my big brothers, man. Honestly, like these is my big bros, man. Just like how I is my big bro in basketball. These man know me from since like 7, 8 years old, man. So, that man is my
yeah,
big bro, man. So
yeah,
big up to your brother, man, because he make sure he got me about that.
for
For sure,
sure.
Big
man.
up
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
man.
big up to your twin brother because I can't even tell the difference between I right now, brother. Seriously. only only thing Karim get is Karim
The
got locks,
dread.
right? Or long hair.
Yeah.
Dreads.
The
Yeah,
dread,
My
dread,
son,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah,
jeez,
yeah,
brother, are
yeah.
you like an identical, my son?
yeah, man, yeah,
It's
man. Karim is my
crazy.
dog. Karim is my boy.
Yeah.
Karim, I
Yeah.
love
Bro,
you, brother.
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah, man.
bro, listen, man. Listen, man. From the time we were growing up, man, it was the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And this man is 2 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? And people thought we was twins. I never understand it, bro. But just keep moving with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And let me tell you, the toughness you showing, your brother got that same toughness, brother. Better
Yeah,
believe that.
yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
tough dude. He's a
That's
tough
that's
dude.
where that's where it all come from. You know what? This is the man that I grew up watching, wanted to emulate. I didn't have friends. You understand what I'm saying? All my friends was his friend. Then you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I was always the run to the litter. I was always the one, running behind. You know what I'm saying? Running behind that man, wanting to catch up, wanting to be on that level. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like I said, the only difference, bro, the only difference was the opportunity. That's
right.
it. You
That is
understand what I'm saying?
100%
That's it.
correct.
I am not body. You understand what I'm saying? The only difference is that I had an opportunity that a lot of these men didn't have. Or else the man
Didn't
would be
have.
shining the same way too. I know it. You understand what I'm saying?
It's true, man. That's true.
I am so shocked we never crossed paths because you're only 1 year older than me, and I know you probably went to Arthur, right?
Yeah, I went to Arta.
I
Joseph was the principal when I went to Arta.
I know Kareem's so good, but I do not know why I ain't crossed paths
Look,
with you.
That's crazy.
listen, man, I was always, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Kareem was always the one that been out there in the streets and stuff like that, and I was content being to the house, man. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's
Right,
yeah,
probably
yeah.
right.
why.
Yeah.
Man, hey,
Yeah, it's true.
Man, this was
awesome,
lovely,
man.
man.
Remember,
Awesome.
take me home, man, because this is awesome. And this is one of the longest Wednesday story we ever had. And it don't
It's the
even feel like
longest
three and a
Wednesday.
half hours. That's how amazing your story is. like when we get into
Yeah,
these
man.
stories, a lot of people say, "Man, I ought to be going long," but they don't understand. Like we just want to
Right,
hear more, man, because we missing all of these things in our culture. We have
right.
no books. We have nothing to read about
Nothing.
this thing. And where you learn, we know
Yeah,
tonight, and where you learn the BI public know tonight. It's
yeah,
hard for we to say goodbye. Your message is so powerful, but man, it's just amazing. To them, it
yeah.
might be like 3 hours too long, but to us, it's like, man, we can go another tree.
Right.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
to their defense is a lot of them sitting watching on their phone, and it's hard to sit up for 3 hours watching on your phone. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gonna say you need to find a device where I able to connect your phone to your TV, and then I can sit on your couch and
Yeah.
watch
Like
a
that.
big screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
It make it a little easy. Amazon, probably like $10-15. I could buy a little wire maybe with this long that will connect your phone to our TV, and then I could sit comfortably, get a beer, get some food, wine, anything I want to do, and just chill out for the rest of the night and
And
enjoy
watch
the
this
interview.
episode.
Yeah, man. We owe it to every guest that come on. We owe it to them. They a lot of sacrifice, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and stuff like that. It's only right we celebrate and honor them, man. They need it, man. They need it, and the kids, them, and everybody need to
yeah,
hear the story.
That's
And to
right.
be honest with you, man,
yeah,
it's just proud to see the family members and so get a chance to hear your story and watch it. Everybody and stuff like that, man. It's the
yeah.
joy and stuff like that. Like Tegan saying, a lot of people talking about it, man. And that's what it's all about, man. It's just to show love and just to show people. There's so much people out there that did some good stuff, that
Absolutely.
never got a
Yeah,
chance to, share the story.
absolutely.
So tonight was amazing, man. A lot of good information, man. Tegan and Pang always said, "Hey,
That's
be." Oh,
that's
go
that's
ahead.
no. I was just about to echo what you were saying. That's why what you, Tegan, and Pan doing is so important, bro. Because the only things that we don't hear about, or the only people that we hear about that'll make it to that elite level. But what about the people them that's under that? What about the people them that never make it to that elite level, but had such a great impact? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, that's it. That's it, man.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Just as important.
That's it.
And I think one of the things that you mentioned with the elite level, you is a perfect example that you could make it to a certain point and not make it to the major leagues and be satisfied with where you did make it, because you actually had we all know you had an opportunity to make it to the MLB,
MLB, yeah.
Right.
and we know if you had went to that tryout, your story would have been different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We
Yeah.
know we'd have been talking about you differently. But it's good to see that you have the opportunity, but you don't have to take it. You know what I'm saying? You could go out and do something else. You know what I'm saying? And be satisfied with that. So that's
Yeah,
a
that's
good
true.
thing that you share with us today.
That's
Yeah,
true,
man.
man. And
Give thanks,
hopefully,
man.
yeah, give thanks indeed, man. Hopefully, they use them to watch this. By the way, all these episode goes on YouTube. So, go on YouTube. I'll send you the link and stuff like that. Once I get the logo complete and stuff like that, we get a YouTube page up and running and stuff. But the videos is on there and stuff like that, because these interviews gonna last as long as, it goes, technology, whatever, Facebook, YouTube and stuff. So everybody can always go back and watch it and stuff like that. Your daughters, family members can always go back and watch it, man.
Listen, it's for them to watch it, bro. I live in the moment, you know what I'm saying? So I've been in the moment. I've been here tonight with Ayo, and that's all that matters. So the YouTube part is good for the children them, but
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
being here right now is what was important, bro.
yeah, man.
So let me tell you, Kasan, I think you probably will be the most truthful interview we had, because everybody we had so far, no matter where I say, Croy, somebody calling me and say, "Hey, what am I saying last night was a lie, brother. Let me tell you the true story." That man said Beats
Uh,
headphone didn't come out until 2003. How the hell he
Right.
had a Beats headphone? Like, I don't know. That's the
oh
man
man, that's
story.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
story he's
Oh my
sticking to it.
God.
Really, it's crazy as they growing. Everybody's into these shows. Everybody calling me about everybody interview and everybody have an input. I'll be like, dude, It's these man's story. I'm listening to it. We all love it. Then I'm gonna put it out there. If you got a story to tell, don't pull me on the side of a gas station and tell me your point. Come on this show and you contradict anybody you feel it contradict. Who telling
Uh,
Or watch live and
and then you put your
challenge
comment.
them in your comments. Yeah,
Right.
challenge in your comments. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Right.
it's true. It's true.
Right.
But it's crazy. I mean, this thing, we never thought this thing would have been like this, but it's really taking off and it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff,
Yeah,
man. Good
man.
stuff. Good
God
stuff.
bless. When your heart in the right place, good things to happen, man. And your heart in the right place, man.
Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah, man.
true.
Definitely, man. That's what it's supposed to be,
Well,
man.
love, man. Take us out. Well, Mumbai is the
Um,
guy.
Pang and Tegan, are you turning into baseball players now? I turn into baseball players now. Terry Byron, Calvin Pickering, Rahsaan Smith. The guy are you looking like baseball players. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
I mean, I'll go first, man. I don't really know if we are baseball players, but the stories are so similar, and the fact that for me personally, I underestimated the sport. Especially when you told me you guys had to go through all these different levels before you get to the major leagues. I didn't know that. I thought like, wow, you sign a contract, automatically you're in the major leagues. I didn't know you had to go to double A. Triple A. I didn't know all these things.
Yeah,
So
man.
when you guys are speaking like this and how many double A they have and how many single A they got and all the levels, it moved me, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So it actually is a harder way to get to that level up there than I thought. But
Yeah.
it's just a stories to me like, man, you guys really had to be tough. Like that road was tough because I thought I had it tough making it to my level because it was tough for me too. But I must be honest, the baseball route was actually tough.
That's it, man.
And same here, Mumba. I still don't think I fully get, because in one part he said he was going into practice with he was going into the game with no feeling and no BP. I'm like, BP? What is BP?
Oh,
But
yeah,
then I
yeah.
had to think about it, and I think BP is batting practice, right?
Yeah, batting practice. Batting practice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Hey,
get you. Yeah.
I had to think about it, but he had me laugh because I'm like, BP? What's BP? That's a gas station,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, no gas.
Oh
Hey,
man. Oh man. Oh man.
but
Oh
It's
man.
crazy.
Man. Man.
but
Man.
I'm honestly, I love in the baseball interview. I really am. And like Tegan said, the struggle is the same. You know what I'm saying? Different sport, same struggle. You know what I'm saying? So loving the baseball.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
man. Yeah, man. Shout out to your big bro. Shout out to Kareem. Shout out to Kareem. Pang, shout out to your nephew. He get Genix and you get Genix. So shout out to your nephew as well too. You know.
I gotta make it
So
to him to see he play one time at least.
yeah, man. Before we end, I just want to say it does to show how important it is, right? We have Rahsaan here, and Genix coach him, and Pang, you get your nephew, and Genix coaching him, and look at the generation. Look at the
Yeah,
generation gap.
Man.
Just think about that, man. That's crazy.
crazy.
And my nephew
Crazy,
is
man.
what, 14? My
Yeah.
nephew is
14.
14. Yeah, that's big.
Man, big
That's
up to
big.
Genix, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
It's
Rahsaan,
awesome.
big up to your sister there, man. Big up to your
So
mother,
I
you know, as
say
well too.
that new stadium they're supposed to be putting up in West. We want the name after G-Nix. We say we're gonna put up our protest.
You
Hey,
know
I'm
what? You know
sure.
what I think it should
Be
be?
G-Nix? What I
I
say?
I think they need whatever name they put, but I think most of the little league baseball coaches name should be somewhere. They should have like a plaque or like like a mural of their
Yeah.
face. You know what I'm saying? Something,
I agree.
and a little
Yeah.
history about them. So
Yeah.
when you walk in the stadium, you can actually read about them. And not
I
just them, but a lot
I
of many
respect.
baseball players as well too.
I
You
respect
know,
that.
or like a little mini museum or something, man, so people can know. It's important. It's definitely important.
Right.
Beautiful.
Having a new stadium up because Polly Joseph have a lot of history, and that
Oh
stadium is no
man.
more.
Oh man. Oh
You know what
man.
I'm saying? No more.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, man. But you give Rahsaan, give your shout outs, man, and then we are wrap.
Hey man, look man, I just want to say shout out to my mother, shout out to my father, my sister, and my brother. And I want to give a special shout out to my sister from another mother. Today's her birthday, Bunny. Bunny, yeah, I know Bunny from out there, Strawberry, Bunny George. She walked to the hospital with my sister.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Bunny. Happy
birthday, man.
birthday, happy
Bunny.
birthday.
Happy
From the Elite
birthday.
Podcast, happy birthday. Love, love.
It's on you, Mumba.
All right, bro.
Fellas, episode 10 is coming to an end. Elite Podcast, Pang, Tegan,
Awesome.
Rahsaan, man. Much love to Ayo, man. I love all Ayo, man.
Yeah.
Hey, amazing interview, man. And then we just get ready for next week, Wednesday. You know,
All right, bro.
next one.
I'll be
Hopefully,
watching. I'll be watching.
hopefully we can get the guy that we want on. It might be another baseball player. We have to
Robbie
see if he's
Small.
available. And so we have to get in contact with Robbie. We'll love him on next week Wednesday. But we definitely have to check his schedule. No show this Sunday. That would be awesome to get one baseball player to another legend because there's so much things I hear about Robbie since we mentioned that he might be on the show. I didn't know he was this good. People calling me left and right, telling me, "Oh my God, you don't know the Dodgers flight up twice for this man." This man used to have the whole Iraq sell out. So, man, we will get in touch with him this week and see what's his schedule like. We'll let you know within the week if he's available for next week Wednesday.
Fox and JD Clark too. JD Clark, we gotta get JD.
Yeah,
Clark.
that one to be that one they're gonna be a good one too, man. That one might break the internet too.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You know, so fellas,
Yes, sir.
I love all Ayo, man. It's been good. It's been good. You know what I'm saying? And Rahsaan, we'll keep in touch, man. You know, definitely.
For sure, man. For sure.
And we would definitely love to have you back again. This was
For sure.
real.
For
Whenever
sure, man.
whenever
Love
we
our
need to
shot. He was awesome. One
right,
of the
whenever
best.
we
I
need to
really enjoyed tonight.
whenever we need to spit fire under the island, we definitely come in to look for you because you definitely had that attitude and that that motivation to make me want to go out on the court right now.
Yeah, man.
Give thanks, man. Give thanks, man. I appreciate that you having me. I appreciate that having me. Give thanks, man.
Everybody who watched the live, who was in the comments, I appreciate all you guys' support for Rahsaan. Thank you very much. Thank you for engaging in the comments and stuff like that. Thank you guys once again. Thank you.
All right.
Love alone, VI for life.
Always.
Bless.